trap fees, gotta have it. Toy trap, toy trap, toy trap, addict. Toy trap, addict. Toy trap, addict. Yeah, trap be slamming. When I crack that package, fresh paint outs, got a grown man bragging. Shell gang answer every post in the Matic. One more pre-order and I'm back at it. Raised on hip-hop, comments and plasma. Now I chase where heat like a dope boy trapping. Reno on the mic, bring the pressure, bring the static. The plastic crack fiend, got collectors active. Stew in the cup with the facts and the flavor. One drop, one wave, got the whole room craving. Call back, cleaning the bubble, too sacred. If it's limited, running my hands gon' take. You can call it obsession, I call it a mission. Stacking on the shelf like a fresh new addiction. Real ones know when the box hit the kitchen. Toy trap on the screen and the clock start twitching. Ain't a hobby no more, it's a habit. Welcome to the toy trap fees, gotta have it. Toy trap, toy trap, toy trap, addict.
Sixth element in hip hop. What's good, man? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, we in the house. We in the house. What's going on?
Man, collectors is eating good right now. Tonight we're gonna take a look at why, and from Marvel to DC, the latest comic announcements, upcoming movie projects, the latest action figures, collectibles, toy reveals. There's rarely been a better time, I think, to be a fan of this hobby, whether you're following the absolute universe, keeping an eye on Marvel's next big movies, tracking the upcoming film, or filling your shelves with the latest releases. There's definitely no shortage of dopeness, exciting goodness on the horizon. So we're going to be breaking down all that good stuff tonight. Biggest news reveals from across the collector landscape, including the Marvel, the DC, the G.I. Joe Classified, the Valaverse, the indie toy companies, action figure reveals, comic book developments, movie updates, whatever else has collectors talking on this great day off that we have from work today, this lovely day. The common thread, fans are being fed very well right now. And if you love comic books, superhero movies, action figures, collectibles, toy news, pop culture, Marvel Legends, DC, Multiverse, G.I. Joe, Action Force, I don't give a shit, independent toy lines, all things geek culture, man. Pull up your chair, get your favorite intoxicant, or if you straight edge, get your chicken wings, whatever it is, man, and pull up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Straight edge over here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, our dopest chat
ever.
People in the chat definitely putting it down with their opinions and their views, and and happy early Father's Day to all the fathers out there. We rarely get recognized, but the world wouldn't spin without us. Therefore, shout out to all y'all.
These are facts. Aces, man, what up? So everybody in the chat, bro. Yes, we're gonna chop it up. We got Master Grey Wookie, Prophet Director in the building already chatting, talking shit. We got Paul Morales saying what's up. Aces in the building. Yes. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Yes, it's all weekend, brother. Act like it. It's all weekend. You don't have to do what you don't want to do. Trust me. You don't. It's your weekend.
It's the weekend. I always say, do something Gen X. Do something Gen X this weekend, y'all. Do some Gen X shit this weekend. Do some hood rat Gen X shit with your friends, and chop it up with your kids and your pops. Because listen,
the barbecue on the Father's Day. Tell her hell no. You get on the grill.
You get on the grill.
It's
my day.
Mm-hmm.
We get one out of 365. We get one. I'm saying the rest is for y'all.
Right,
But yeah, man. So yeah, once in a while, I think it's worth stepping back and taking a look at the bigger picture. And so yeah, we're gonna definitely do that tonight. So because if all you focus on is the next pre-order and the next trailer or the next comic or the next figure reveal, it's easy to miss what's happening with all the other stuff that's in front of us. And I know a lot of us get tunnel vision. So, but we are all eating very good right now, no matter what you're into, no matter what you're down with. Everybody's eating real good right now. Seriously, like Marvel has Spider-Man on the horizon. Avengers is looming in the distance. X-Men are starting to come back into center stage. You got 97 dropping shit. Imagine, so yeah, reminding us all why we fell in love with them in the first place. And then, yeah, we got comics coming out. We'll talk about that here in a second. I got some new Energon stuff to go over.
Yeah,
and, it's new DC goodness, all types of good stuff. Hang on, man, what's going on with my joint? But yeah, man, Energon is going nuts. We got Mask joining Energon. Image is cooking. So yeah, every month there's another #1 issue, something else coming out, another creative team, another announcement, another reason to add something to the pull list. And that's before you get to the toys and the action figures and the adult collectibles. Because why while all that's happening, right? Toy companies are out here acting like, you know, they gotta take it personally. So Marvel Legends, DC Multiverse, GI Joe Classified, Valaverse, independent companies, boutique companies, Kickstarters, crowdfunders, convention reveals, pre-orders. Definitely every week somebody trying to convince us that we need more stuff for the shelf. So we're gonna look at all of it tonight, man. The movies, the comics, the toys, the reveals, the stuff that collectors are excited about right now, and what all the shows are talking about. Because you know what I'm saying, if you've been paying attention lately, one thing is coming very, very clear. Kids eat free, but nerds eat better.
Yeah. So what's up? What's up? What's up? What's on the menu first? What's on the menu? What's the appetizer?
Word, what's on the menu? All right, check it out. The menu is like this. We got toys, we got comics, we got movies. We're gonna chop it up first with these movies. Aces says, yo, y'all, see they making the Grinch 2 with Jim Carrey coming back. Carrey coming back.
Oh
The
yeah.
mask coming.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope.
Look at Stu Dog fucking in the sidelines and shit like he in the bleachers. Bro, you in the show, bro. Come on, where you at? Link in, log in, tap in.
Tap in. He's probably on the movement in his vehicle, strumming the streets.
He doing dad shit. He's waiting on his son to come out the tutor.
Yeah.
Doing dad shit. He gonna come in. But yeah, man. So talking movies, man. Listen. Oh, by the way, talking about movies and figures, tomorrow we got a special guest coming on the show, Lyle's Figure Files, aka Lyle's Movie Files, depending on how you know him. He's got two. He's a man of all trades. He's got the website. He's got the review channels. Yeah, and he's a good dude, man. I can't wait to chop it up with him.
Yeah, definitely love his reviews on the action figures and his, historical. When he goes into the history of certain things, like comparing the figures from back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you got he compares the Mezcos to the Marvels to everything. So he has looking forward because I got some questions to ask because as always had those questions, man.
Yeah, and he's one of them. He's one of those toy tubers or that is just universally loved by everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody loves Lyle's.
Yes.
D Town Joey joining the chat. What up, man? Evening 6 Element Toy Chat, Raw Talk, Real Deal. Happy Friday.
Happy Father's Day Friday. Father's Day weekend. Saturday and Sunday. It's our weekend.
Taking the whole weekend. We taking the whole thing.
Head held high, fellas. Hey, if you want to do some toy shit and the wife looks at you funny, tell her it's my day.
Just go look at all the silly shit she got. Just go look at all the silly shit she got in her room. Trust me. They got silly shit too. Hey, happy Father's Day to all the daddies in here, man. Every damn day is Father's Day for me. Indeedy. So yeah. The exactly I think now this is the kind of thing that Marvel loves to do. Everybody is looking at the big shiny headline. Is Sadie Sink Jean Grey? Right? Are the mutants finally here? What's the big reveal? And meanwhile, Marvel is just over in the corner quietly, slipping in little pieces onto the board while nobody's paying attention. But if you paid attention, so one of those pieces may have just shown up in the latest brand new day trailer that we talked about a couple times on the show, and YouTube just didn't like the show, so I took it down. But for most people, we got a quick shot of Carlos Rodriguez as Ned and his investigation board on the back in the background. Probably didn't mean anything. You saw his collage up there, but just another, possible Spider-Man suspect, another random face pinned to the wall. But comic fans know Marvel rarely throws names around by accident, and they often throw these little Easter eggs into trailers and stuff for us eagle-eyed geeks out there who will pull out the magnifying glass and pause that shit and go frame by frame. And one thing we noticed, Carlos Rodriguez, is not just some random guy pulled from thin air. You see him in the background as one of the names on the wall. And in the comics, he's connected to the Y-Men. The Y Men, okay, not exactly the Brotherhood of Evil. They're not the Hellfire Club, right? They're not Apocalypse's horsemen, but they're deep cut territory as
Yeah.
far as X-Men villain teams, man. So that is in the universe now. So that those kind of characters, I think make comic fans smile because we never expect to see or think anybody noticed those characters. That's why this is interesting, because if Marvel wanted a random name, they would have just used a random name. Instead, they reached into comic history, grabbed a character connected to a mutant adjacent superpowered gang. For all those of you still holding out thinking Sadie's not Jean Grey, that's the part that catches my attention, because one of the biggest questions surrounding the MCU's mutant future has always been scale, right? How do you go from 0 mutants, no one's ever heard of them, no one's ever talked about them, to just full of mutant stories and it makes sense?
Yeah.
And right, we see Sadie Sink is wearing the hood. You can't see her face. That implies to me that she's been living a life of kind of like in the shadows. What the MCU has explained is going to be where the X-Men have been, where the mutants have been. They've been living in the shadows. They've been living undercover, and we're seeing them come out, man. So it's not Xavier or Magneto, you know what I'm saying? And it's not just the X-Men. So you got to build the environment first. Who said that in the chat? You got to build the world building. So you create the feeling with the weird powered just people popping up and just names that you recognize in the shadows before they kind of just fully, here are the X-Men, and that way you don't feel like it's just light switch on, here's the X-Men, and it just doesn't seem real. So this is one of those details, like Carlos Rodriguez in the background. The rumored Jean Grey appearance is the flashy headline. That's what we all talking about. But Carlos is world building. That's infrastructure. That's, to me, that shit excites me as an X-Men, like as a mutant fan. I know that the mutants are just such a broad, like X-Men is just one corner. That's one group of like 10 guys in a population of 1 million.
Yeah.
There's teams, there's other groups, other crews, good guys, bad guys, Morlocks, people that aren't even teams, just groups of mutants, just regular people who are mutants, people who pass as normal humans that are mutants. But honestly, yeah, that's where Spider-Man, this movie is really.
So they're really building that. They're really going into it. Like, I think this is a good turning point for them. I mean, with the advent of that coming out in July, then you have, the Dr. Doom coming into the fray. I think they're getting. I think they're going back to a tried and true formula now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And
blast everybody or overindulge, in just throwing shit at people. You can just, hey, we're gonna put our little thinking caps together, put the pieces together, we're gonna put puzzle pieces, breadcrumbs, and make you guys work for what you really want as far as what you want to see in a movie. So I think Marvel getting back to that. They should, and I think with the Russo brothers, with the Doomsday, I think they're seeing it clear. This is what the fans want. This is what they need. Let's give it to them the right way, and let's not just try to go for the mega blockbusters, because that's what they were doing after Endgame. They were trying to hit those blockbuster numbers like crazy, and you can't do that without having an interesting story, characters, and plots. So,
exactly.
Peace to JV.
Yeah. JV, who's listening in the whip. What up? D-Town Joey said the stories changed a little over the decades on the mutants. If I remember, they were called the Children of the Atom. I think that story was after World War II. Mutants started to pop up because of the nuclear radiation in the air. That's the mutant gene has been around since ancient Egypt. Remember, we know that at least. Apocalypse, right? It was one of the first mutant, if not the first mutant. So it's been, the gene has been around. The radiation would be a mutate. So, guys thinking Marvel has two kind of characters. They have mutates and mutants. Spider-Man is a mutate.
Yeah.
Anyone that got the Hulk is a mutate. anyone that got their powers through some sort of chemical reaction or energy field or some radiation or anything like something. They were just a normal human being. Something happened to them. Now they have superpowers. That's a mutate. A mutant is some real nerd shit. Is someone that has the X gene in their body, and when they hit puberty activates the X gene most, like 9 times out of 10, and that's when they get their powers. But yeah, there's different writers that have written different origins and stuff like that. So, but there's all kinds of stuff. The Jean Grey rumors, damage control getting more aggressive, the hand showing up, the mutant references. Yeah, man. Yeah, all these great things coming in together. They're introducing
the hand show up. When you have the hand show up, you know who's associated with fighting the hand now?
Daredevil.
Yep. Then you got the Defenders coming. So this is why they're, with this, they're making a play for the Defenders and those street level heroes, because they want to build around that. Because we already been to outer space, we've been to the intergalactical stuff. I mean, we're going to do that with Doom regardless, but they want it separated. I see the play. They want that the street level heroes as well as the spectacle, the intergalactic heroes and stuff like that. And I think they'll make a lot of good headway with the street level heroes, because you'll see landmarks, you'll see a lot of stuff in the movies, you'll see a lot of things going down, and I can't wait for them to introduce Luke Cage within the fray. He's one of my faves.
Oh yeah,
and they already got the Hulk in there, so I'm happy about that. That looks crazy. And it's the Savage Hulk. It's not Professor Hulk.
Right. D-Town Joey, man. Sorry, I don't want to discount your thing. So, did a quick little bit of research. When the X-Men debuted in 1963, the mutants were called Children of the Atom. The implication was that the atomic age had altered humanity's evolutionary path. Yeah. Remember the cultural context: Hiroshima, Nagasaki, nuclear testing, all that, and radiation, giant monsters, and everything. So Stan Lee, Jack Kirby weren't saying every mutant was literally created by radiation exposure. Instead, the idea was that humanity had entered the atomic age, and mutations were beginning to appear naturally as the next step in evolution. But there already were mutants like Apocalypse and other mutations. The X gene already existed. It wasn't created by the atomic age. The atomic age and the mutations started to appear more as a natural evolution in humanity, where humankind was starting to mutate or evolve as mutants, whereas mutants already existed. You see the connection. So Professor Xavier described mutants as Homo superior, a new branch of humanity. The post-World War II connection, over time, Marvel expanded the concept. Several stories suggested that the explosion of mutant births in the decades after World War II may have been accelerated by nuclear weapons, atomic testing, radiation exposure, changing the environment. This wasn't always treated as hard science. Sometimes it was presented as theories that people in the comics would have. Sometimes as coincidence, sometimes as fact, depending on the writer at the time and how they perceived it. Celestial retcon. So the biggest change came much later. Marvel eventually revealed that the Celestials had genetically altered early humanity millions of years ago. That's where they created the humans, the Eternals, and the Deviants. So if you remember that whole story, so that's where that comes in. So secretly planted the genetic potential for mutants. And under this explanation, right, mutants were always destined to exist. The X gene was already in humanity. The atomic age didn't create mutants. It merely coincided with or accelerated their emergence. And then while Children of the Atom still matters today, the phrase is more symbolic than scientific. It refers to the generation born into the atomic age, humanity's evolutionary step, the rise of mutant kind of the mutant world. Basically, Marvel's saying the world changed after the atom bomb, and mutants were part of that change. Why this might matter to the MCU? If the MCU follows the older comic ideas, they could explain the sudden appearance of mutants by tying the activation of the mutant gene to certain events like the snap, the blip, the Infinity Stones, the celestial activity, multiversal incursions, all the stuff they've added into the MCU. And so they use one of those as a catalyst giving a modern version of the children of the atom concept, since they're not going back to World War II with radiation and the mutant genes awakening, or in this whatever. So yeah, same basic storytelling function, world changing event, new generation emerges. Boom, boom, bing.
That's dope. Because I mean, then you got to tie in the Inhumans as well. There's a whole lot of fine line and different ways you come about with mutants, Inhumans, Celestials. It's all the same family tree at some point, because you got to think about the creation of all these different beings anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's crazy.
Yep.
Them having that finally.
Terrigens.
Yeah.
Terrigen mists and all that with the Inhumans and mutants are different, though. I know they're definitely
Yeah, it's definitely different. But I'm just saying
they have like the same ancestor or something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
But introducing all that into the MCU finally in the right way, the right format, I think it's going to do it justice, man.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully
they're introducing them the same way they built the Infinity Saga, one piece at a time, one reference at a time. A little breadcrumb here. Today is Jean Grey, because a lot of people are like, well, why is Jean Grey? Now it's Jean Grey because Jean Grey makes sense, right? Spider-Man, everyone's mind was wiped of his existence.
Yeah.
Jean Grey is the only sort of like potentially Omega level powered telepath mutant that could possibly turn around what Doctor Strange did. Maybe not to everyone, but to MJ and maybe to Ned. She could fucking and then all of a sudden MJ fucking remembers Peter. That's why Jean Grey makes sense in the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Then you got Damage Control coming through, Carlos Rodriguez, the Y-Men, maybe somebody else. But before you know it, yeah, the board's going to be full. And when the X-Men do finally arrive and they do the whole movie, it will not feel like they came out of nowhere.
It'd be slick of them to go into Spider-Man and the Amazing Friends.
That'd be hard too.
You got Firestar and Iceman. They all, you know, with the high school.
Hell yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Hell yeah. Bobby and shit.
Yeah, and they're mutants. So that I would have thought they gone for that angle.
Remember a couple years ago, we were saying that Sadie Sink was Firestar.
Yeah,
on this show. That's what we was hardcore. We was like, fuck that. Sadie Sink, she's Firestar. She ain't Jean, she's Firestar. Which still would be hard. I think that'd be crazy, but you know, Firestar's not a crazy telepath that can control the Hulk. Jean Grey is. What other female redhead young girl superhero could literally go from person to person, controlling people and controlling the Hulk and all that, but Jean Grey? Like, I can't think of any others. That's why I say it's Jean Grey, not because it's a redhead young girl. Like, that's easy, but that's why we said Firestar, not Jean Grey. As soon as they start showing them powers, that's why I'm leaning toward Jean Grey, because of the powers, because of what we're seeing. Joe D-Town said the X-Men have had some great stories over the years. Days of Future Past was easily one of my favorites, hands down. Wanda went crazy. Magneto Pietro died. Take care of her. She uttered no more mutants. Yeah, started that whole thing. Wiped out all but like 140 mutants or something like that. 125 or some shit. I forget the number. It was like 100 something mutants. Yeah, it was wild. That was a whole thing. So, yes. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of big right here too. Not because Bill Metzger is some beloved X-Men villain, but because fans have been waiting 20 years or something. But you know, most people are reading this probably, you know, had to Google who Bill Metzger was. Bill Metzger is a deep cut sort of character, and the kind of character that you really only know if you spend a lot of time really digging through X-Men books. But what makes Bill Metzger interesting, where they're adding that, is because Marvel could only have made Tremel Tillman's character anybody, right? They could have done that with anything. They could have invented a brand new government official. They could have made it anybody, some generic damage control executive. You know what I'm saying? Instead, they reached into the deep X-Men history and pulled out one character whose, you know, entire claim to fame is being involved in sort of anti-mutant politics and anti-mutant enforcement.
Yes.
aka leading into real world shit. That's not an accident. So that's and for anybody, just please understand, like, the X-Men have always been political. They've always been about oppressed peoples. That there's not a quote unquote woke thing or none of that. But yeah, when you start looking at the bigger picture, it becomes really clear. I think Spider-Man Brand New Day is not just another Spider-Man movie. It's definitely Marvel quietly using it as another stepping stone, A, to the more towards the mutant saga, B, towards the more street level comic geared content that they know we've been asking for, that they are finally starting to give us. And that's what I think we're getting here. So because we've known mutants were coming for a while now, Ms. Marvel practically, kind of gave us that, with the whole X-Men theme tease, with Kamala Khan. And so, and we've seen mutants popping up around the edges of the MCU, but they haven't become the center of anything, but that's on purpose, you know what I'm saying? And so Damage Control is been coming back over the last couple of years in a couple of movies and stuff like that. And Damage Control, that's their logo. You might see their comics and stuff. They had their own little series and stuff. They basically were introduced as this is the kind of government team that goes around and cleans up after superheroes destroy a city or something like that.
Yeah. Maids and butlers of superheroes, technically.
Basically, right. So in Homecoming and Spider-Man Homecoming, they were just sort of a cleanup crew. That's what they were. And then they showed up, after the battles were over, picked up the scraps. Few years later, they're now investigating superheroes. They're locking up enhanced individuals. They're recruiting superpowered assets and operating more like a, full-scale superhuman law enforcement agency, like a superhero ICE. Yeah, very different kind of organization. So if you're trying to build up an MCU where thousands of random people suddenly start manifesting mutant abilities, then you're going to need an organization like Damage Control to exist. That will be their political equivalent to ICE that's tasked with sort of handling that situation. And, that's somebody that's going to be sort of asked to monitor it and regulate it and eventually overstep. And that will be where the X-Men stories come in. And so the best X-Men stories were always they weren't really about superpowers. They were about fear, like the fear of people who are different, and the fear of change and the fear of losing control of your country. And the mutants sort of just happen to be the vehicle to tell those stories. And that's why Bill Metzger is a good character, not because he's a major villain, because he represents that mindset that, without being political, that side, connected to the anti-mutant movements and the guy connected to the Sentinel.
Yeah, the trash. Yeah.
Trash coming
into because they have to move into that. I mean, what's an X-Men movie without the Sentinels? The Sentinels are were the main. In my personal opinion, throughout the X-Men series, the Sentinels were always that bigger threat in a sense because they were there to terminate them, basically.
Right.
So
they had sort of powers that they could use against them and shit. Frank Doom.
That's good and bad mutants. So you think about it, they're the overall bad guy, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So
yep. And so America Chavez. Here's how I see.
I think she's a mutant.
I think I see MCU building out their mutant team with like America Chavez, Kamala Khan, a Jean Grey. They'll probably have their own Storm, and then they'll have an X-23 versus a Logan. It'll be a very female-centric cast. But you'll have your male characters too. But it's gonna be more of a very diverse. Everyone's probably gonna be a different nationality, a different race, different culture, different gender, whatever. Because that's what the X-Men have always represented, and that's who they've always stood for. It's not a woke thing; it's a comic thing.
Exactly. I mean, you had Sunfire, who was from Japan. You had Banshee, who was from Ireland, Ireland, right?
Yeah, Giant Size X-Men was all about going to different parts of the world and collecting someone from everywhere.
All international, so it's just what it is, And but yeah, if they move with the X-Men through Spider-Man, I think that'll work. They're doing it right, man.
So
far, so good. So far, so good. You know what I mean? So that trailer blew me away, and like I was telling you earlier, my brother who really don't like too much of anything unless it's real good, he's
Yeah.
raving about it. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Exactly. Yeah. If bro saying if bro likes it and it ain't G.I. Joe, it's gotta be special.
yeah.
But yeah, Spider-Man Brand New Day really is sort of positioning Damage Control as the organization that will eventually police mutants and monitor mutants. And maybe they will be definitely setting up the MCU's version of the Sentinel program. So we'll be looking at something much bigger than a Spider-Man sequel coming after this and coming out of this. So, we might be. I think we're definitely watching the first real bricks being laid of Marvel's MCU X-Men. Because remember, and please don't ever mistake the Fox X-Men characters that they're putting in the Secret Wars movies. I know a lot of casual fans think this is going to be the X-Men for the MCU. Not
Nope.
the case. These are
Nope.
just multiversal. Think TVA, think the Loki show when they would like flip the channel or whatever and go through. They're just gonna flip to the Fox channel and be like, "Oh, these are the Fox X-Men. They'll come in like a couple of guys. They'll help. You'll see a guy like it's gonna be very quick and it's like 50 characters, so it's gonna be very. They're just naming characters you're gonna fucking see. They're not. There's not gonna be storylines for all 20 characters on the trailer or whatever.
I think they want to close the chapter on this multiverse stuff because it's been they at first it was a good thing, but then they found out it really messed up their continuity and focus.
It's too big. It's too ridiculous. And then, like comics, you want to bring it down to street level sometimes and have your Daredevil and your Punisher and your Spider-Man stories that take place in New York City.
Yeah. Even
Fun
with
shit.
Iron Man and you want them to focus on their individual adventures. You don't want to have to, oh yeah, you're going through this multiverse and that. Oh, this one was dead, but now he's alive here, but now he's transformed. I think they're trying to use this to close the book on that. And now they're going to focus on this universe where everything makes sense according to the comics as well.
Yeah.
Everything streamlined properly. So, yeah. Let's see where they go with it. So far, so good. And like saying earlier about Robert Downey, once we segue into that, he's saying that Doomsday is going to be the one. It's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, he said Doomsday is he said we figured out, he said Doomsday basically cracked the code to why Marvel movies have been a letdown since Endgame, and they fixed it.
There it is.
That's a bold fucking statement. But I think they started with Deadpool and Wolverine with all that comic fandom. You had, Gambit and all that good stuff. Wolverine finally wearing the mask, and then Fantastic Four looked like a comic book on the screen. Regardless of how they changed some of the dynamics of the characters, was no big deal. But it was great. Like very much like, oh, you hear us now. You really understand that you just need to adapt those comic books and put them on the screen, and you'll have a winner. That's all you got to do. Hustle's in the house.
Yep. Hustle's in the house. Yep. But yeah. That's all they need to do, and I think they're seeing that. And why wouldn't they? Because at the end of the day, it saves them money. You don't have to go heavy on the writers. You can tweak stuff here and there. You don't have to be in the writing room trying to put a plot together. It's all in the comics. It's all there. It's all
already done.
Utilize it. Flip it a little bit to fit whatever narrative you want for today's viewership or so. And then just let it rock. But that battle between Peter and the Scorpion. Woo!
Been waiting for that. We've been waiting
for that since the first movie, man.
And I think guys like Scorpion, I think Boomerang. Who's the other one?
They got the tarantula in there, right?
Tarantula, right? And they like recreated the comic covers.
Yes,
that's a clear nod to the comic fans to saying like we're listening and we're gonna start making you recognize because that's the whole thing. It's like when you go to MCU movie and you just don't recognize anything from comics, and it's just like takes you out of it. That's everything since Endgame was really hard for me to watch, and I didn't finish most of the movies after Endgame. I haven't finished never watched all of the Marvels. I never watched all of Thor: Love and Thunder. I never watched all of Eternals. I just couldn't get through them. It's like, this is not. Why am I watching this? This has nothing to do with anything I love. You made up some new shit. Cool. I guess whoever likes this can have it because it ain't for me. It ain't comic shit. But
Well,
like,
you know me, I have a
I
special.
know you like them. That's just your whole.
I have a special sweet spot for the Marvels.
The
That's
Marvel
my thing. I love how they put the action sequences together. You know, and you know, I like Kamala Khan. You know, that's one of the best shows on that
That's
was
true.
on Disney Channel. So
Definitely.
so, yeah, you know, I gravitate towards that. That was pretty dope. But other than that, you know, yeah, a lot of stuff was lackluster and boring. Like Black Panther 2 wasn't the greatest movie at all to me. The way they did Namor, I think, was a tragedy. You know, because he was supposed to be more than just what he was. He was more domineering, more over the top, because that was Namor in the comics.
Yeah, he's huge,
And
dude.
all mankind, literally. He wasn't playing no games. He was sinking ships. He was doing everything to destroy mankind. Don't come into my sea. This is my domain.
Or and the sea is bigger than the land. The way he saw it, he was like, I'm king of more than you are. Like that. Namor was like, you petty fools, like that type of shit. Like that's what I was missing.
Yeah. You know, but they used him for Black Panther, which I think was a misuse. They didn't need to use him for Black Panther. All they had to do was, you know,
Namor could have it his own movie, bro.
Yeah, exactly. He's his own.
It's like Aquaman got his own movie, and Namor's way doper than Aquaman. I'm sorry, Aquaman fans.
Hell yeah.
Sorry.
Hell yeah.
Hold on. Let me let a special guest in the house when we have not seen in a while. Sada in the house.
Hello.
What's up, lady?
What's
How
going
you doing?
on? I'm doing all right. How are y'all doing?
Chilling. As always.
Goodness. It's been a minute.
Yeah, man.
Oh my goodness.
It's been a minute. Oh man, let me hit the chat. JV said Marvel took it for granted that we'd watch anything they gave us and lost a lot of their magic. They did, man. They really did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were hunting down. They was chasing that $1 billion box office number every time they thought they had a $1 billion hit, and that is what messed up the whole flow. Chasing that mega hit.
Money. Chasing that money.
Yes.
And another thing that hit me about the trailer, about this whole Spider-Man joint, and to give more kind of a spotlight on Spider-Man. Hold on, Gibbs Me Toys in the building. What up, man? Wanted to pop in and give a like. Yeah, man, always, man. And you got the link if you ever want to hop on the show too, bro. Anytime, man. But yeah, a lot of so Peter Parker getting organic webbing again. And depending on how old you are, that might be very normal, right? A lot of younger fans, the idea that's not that shocking. Grew up watching Tobey Maguire shooting webs from his wrist. That's just Spider-Man to them. But for comic readers, we know that's traditionally not how this works. And so,
no,
yeah,
it's not.
No. One of the cool things though about Spider-Man, is that Peter Parker's always been a kid who has, powers, but he was also a genius. The spider gave him strength. The bite, gave him agility. The bite gave him the wall crawling powers and all that. But the webs came from Peter. He invented those web shooters. He invented that web fluid. He built the whole system himself. It wasn't Tony Stark giving him to him and none of that shit. And that's a huge difference. I think what made comic Spider-Man just a little bit more dynamic than what we've had so far. But and anybody can sort of get lucky and get a bite. Not everybody can build one of the most impressive pieces of technology in the Marvel universe that is still not even able to be replicated in our real world. That is technology, and that's them web shooters, man, and that goo. But they're not just gadgets, right? Definitely, they're part of Peter's, his identity and all that. But
yeah,
they
show sheer knowledge, because he's what we don't realize about Peter Parker. He's a scientist too.
Yes,
at heart, for real.
And he's a student of all these scientists that he has to fight against that were his teachers. So it's like at some point, his genius level, accolades. He's not just the rope wall crawler. You know what I'm saying? He thinks, he's smart. He can deduce a lot of things. He can, so
yeah.
I think
That's something that has been missing with the current Spider-Man. We have not the intellect aspect, which is I would argue the most important. It's just not been present. Because Tony Stark has kind of filled that void, which is that just makes like that doesn't make sense. But that's kind of what's happened. So it's exciting to kind of get back to that a little bit, hopefully. But yeah, I feel like that's been missing a lot. So
yeah, definitely. And so, but from a visual storytelling standpoint, the organic webbing makes Spider-Man feel more like a spider creature than a guy who has some spider-themed powers, which is why Sam Raimi went in that direction. You know, he's the, you know, if you know Sam Raimi's work, you can kind of understand why he would see that. And he looked at the concept, basically said, wait a minute, like this kid gets all these great powers from the radioactive spider, except the thing that spiders are most famous for. In his mind, he's like, well, he should have webs. And so Toby got webs. Whether you loved it or hated it, it did become one of the defining traits of the cinematic Spider-Man, at least Toby. And the funny things is that comics actually eventually followed that. And so for a while, Peter did have organic webbing in the comics too. Wasn't permanent, and the explanation was like every bit as weird as you'd expect from the comics. Like for several years, it was just sort of, you could tell it was based on the movie. But eventually, Marvel did hit the reset button. Peter went back to mechanical shooters, and that's where it stayed. But this movie is not going at it from the same way that Sam went at it. Like this movie is about Peter transforming, because it's kind of following that storyline where he does get all like 8 legs and the hairy fangs and the whole thing, and he like becomes a spider. They actually were going to do the transformation and decided against it because they just didn't want that imagery of Spider-Man to be all horrific and shit. But like that's why you have the Hulk in the movie. Not because, oh, let's cram the Hulk in the movie. It's like Banner and the Jekyll and Hyde and the whole transforming, and then Peter's like right now fearing his powers and what they mean and what they could cause him to do and all kinds of stuff that he's going through, mental stuff. So that's kind of, I think, where they're doing the organic stuff.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an indicator that something's amiss rather than it being like a natural rite of passage from the Raimi films.
Or it could be something about mutating, because
that
that's
too.
Yeah,
no,
probably
that's part of the theme too. Yeah, that theming is all there. Like that's why you're like, because people, oh, you're trying to cram Green Ray and the Hulk and all this stuff. It doesn't make sense, but it makes a lot of sense. Like the theme of mutating and stuff, and then also Jean Grey having the power to sort of give MJ the knowledge of Peter back, which I think is why they're choosing Jean Grey and sort of like making that part of the story. But the big takeaway for me, like the big thing that I saw when I saw that was, I thought comics. Same thing with the DCU, putting all the teams in. I'm thinking in a comic, you don't just read a Superman comic and only hear about Superman. You'll hear about Green Lantern. They'll talk about the other Justice League members. Like, you know, you'll see other characters, and Spider-Man might go to Bruce Banner for advice in the comics. But you wouldn't do that in a Sony Spider-Man movie. So now it's like we're blending characters and making it more like a comic book, running into the Punisher and his sort of realm. And they say like, and Peter, well, Tom Holland said that John Bernthal's Punisher was sort of taking Tony's place as the big brother sort of character.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Which you don't want that guy as your mental support system.
Yeah. And then also, if you look at the Hulk, now if we put the Spider-Man 2 with Garfield, right, or Spider-Man, what is it? No, Spider-Man 1 with Garfield, and this Spider-Man,
amazing. Yeah.
It's kind of like almost the same thing, because look at the Lizard. He was like a mentor to Peter, but he had his own issues with transforming into something, you know.
And even in the Sam Raimi, first it was Green Goblin.
Yeah, the Green Goblin.
Then it was Doc Ock was his mentor.
Yeah, I like to tell you this. Yep. So it's a running thing with Spider-Man. He has to change quite.
He lost Uncle Ben, so he's always trying to replace that father figure.
Yeah, and unfortunately, most of his role models became his enemies. You know, as far as his teachers, his professors. Which
is just phenomenal storytelling. It's one of the reasons I love Spider-Man.
You know,
it's so good.
And then a lot of, and why you read the comic was because you can relate to it. Like, yo, you're always battling your teachers when it comes to certain subject matter that you feel strong about or things like that. And you're looking at your teacher like, yo, you don't know what you're talking about. And then you really just got to sit back and be like, no, they do know what they're talking about because they are the professors. I'm just a student at the end of the day, you know? So,
yeah. D-Town said, would like to see Serpent Society show up in the MCU movies? Definitely not in Spider-Man, but yeah, and they did already. They get Giancarlo Esposito did with Sidewinder, so that was a little at least world building there. But they may replace him with a new actor, or if they do Serpent Society, yeah, he could come in. Do y'all think symbiotes can be involved? Peter's changes? I don't think so. You think so? You think so?
Do. I think they've all out said it in the latest trailer. I think so for sure.
Huh?
You think it's the symbiotes for real?
I don't. I do.
Yeah,
I kind of too early for the symbiotes in this movie because you still have the Doom movie, and that's an intergalactic thing that's going down with the Doom movie, and it's supposed to be the secret. What is it supposed to be? Secret Wars. And that's when he got his symbiote, right?
But we know by now they're not going to follow it beat for beat for what happened.
Right. True.
I mean, they'll fast track, you know, what they feel they need to. I think with the visuals that I saw in the latest trailer, I think it's the symbiote. Plus, with how No Way Home ended, I don't think that it's a coincidence that they just decided to show that the symbiote is now in the MCU 616 universe from, you know, Venom, whatever his name was. But that actor in that, now the symbiote's in that universe. I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think they're going to, I would hope they don't let that sit for too long. Like if they don't bring it up in this movie, I mean, yeah, you may be right. It might be Secret Wars, but I think it's a symbiote for sure. Yeah,
yeah. Maybe the symbiote. If they do it in this movie, it could be the cure to help stabilize his changing and stuff like that. His mutating to a spider. They may use it for that. I can see that. Yeah, but nonetheless.
So there's a comic where Peter turns into a spider monster.
Yeah.
And it like and that's the story apparently they're adapting. So it's like his transformations and all the stuff. The reason I don't think it's the symbiote and that they kind of abandoned that what they did tease in the Venom movie, right, with the little piece of goo and all that. So they did tease it, but then they kind of abandoned it and stopped talking about it. But him turning into with the black eyes and the webbing and all that stuff, and then him like growing fangs and fur and all that, like that did happen in a comic, it wasn't related to the symbiotes. So I think that's more of the storyline that they're talking about here. But
I don't know. I could honestly, it could be that, or I could see them combining the two together because the MCU is very good at taking or cherry picking elements from different stories and then smushing it into one film, and it either really works or it really doesn't. But I could see it. I could see it either way. But I really think it's partly the symbiote. But we'll have to see. I don't know.
Hey, I'd love to see Noel one day. So
wouldn't that be something? Oh man.
Really would. D-Town said, Master Grey Wookie said Sinister Six, and then D-Town said we need the Sinister Six proper in the next movie, along with Hobgoblin. I always love Hobgoblin. I love Hobgoblin though.
I like Hobgoblin. I think we need to wait, take a little break, just to like.
Yeah, I don't want to see Hobgoblin in this movie, but
I don't want to see him in the next.
Ned turning into Hobgoblin at some point would be cool.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
Ned would. I know the actor would love that.
Yeah, that'd be crazy work if he does.
If they start to drop like, I don't know, little seeds in this movie, hey, cool. I mean, they kind of had a little thing in the last movie, but yeah.
Yeah, and having cool characters interact with each other is what made Marvel so good. Yeah, man, and it's what's great about comics, and you see it in comics, and they just kind of try to like the old. I always remember that as a kid when I watched the old Donner like Superman movies, stuff like that. I was like, where's DC at? Where's the rest?
Guys?
Yeah, it's just finding that balance so it's not bloated while also just having these characters come in and interact naturally as they would. It's just finding that balance for me.
Yep. And D-Town says symbiotes and no character in the last Venom movie. I wish Venom would pop up in Spider-Man. Last Tobey Maguire movie was a shit. I think you mean that shit, but I was the shit. So I really thought that this trilogy was all about the symbiotes, or this trilogy, that this Spider-Man movie was actually going to be the first of a new trilogy that was going to eventually see him in the black suit and dealing with the symbiotes and all that. Then they started going to this transformation storyline, and I was like, oh, I guess they're not doing that. And I don't want to see Peter with 4 arms. Like, so they actually were gonna do that.
You just might.
You're both lucky because they did decide against it. They decided not to do it. So they're kind of gonna do that storyline without the transformation, which I think just don't do the storyline.
So lame.
Did they show it in the trailer? I thought I seen something like that in the trailer. With
I thought so too. I thought he had like 4 in the trailer. I thought
he had 4 arms.
When he was like strung up, right? Or maybe not.
Well, he had webbing and shit, but I don't know if it was the arms, but
I was like,
if they do the arms, apparently they were gonna do more of where his face, he gets like 8 eyes, he gets big old tarantula fangs, he gets fur and all that. Like that they're not doing. They're not doing.
Oh, what if they did?
I wanted them to do that. I really wanted to see that. I wanted to see that shit. If you're gonna do the storyline, do the damn storyline.
Yeah,
but if you're not, don't.
So lame.
Like, what are you scared of?
Those comic covers that they're gonna do, like the different pieces. I think that's gonna be like a montage thing, like all his adventures while he was fighting. By the way, since I was, since the blip or whatever, since I erased everybody, this is what I've been up to, per se. Then you'll see, oh yeah, I battled with this one. Then I battled that one, and then it'll show. And then we'll end up where he's on the thing with the Punisher shooting at him and stuff like that. I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a montage of some sorts.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
That'll be.
Well, don't want to spend too long on one topic because there's a lot to cover. But since we're still talking movies, the next big one, I think that's the hottest topic, would be Supergirl. They said it would be too scary for kid audiences. They didn't want the imagery of Toby being, or Tom and the Spider-Man Peter, whatever, being a monster. So sad.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah. Understandable for the moviegoers, but for us as hardcore heads, yeah, it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it sucks for us. D-Town said Ned had a strange slingy thing on. Oh yeah, they did hint at him being Hobgoblin. He had the red and orange colors, or the orange and blue colors and shit. Joe Prime, what up? Yeah. What up? Welcome. So switching gears just a little bit to DC from Marvel. One of the things that we've been curious about ever since James Gunn announced the DC universe is whether the projects would actually all feel different from each other, or would they just all be like James Gunnite stuff. And so, not just different characters and stuff, but different vibes, different tones and all that. Because if every movie feels like Superman with a different lead, then audiences are going to figure out that pretty quickly, and it won't last long. So based on these first reactions, though, from that the people have seen Supergirl, and we'll talk about the projections, which don't kind of line up, but what people are saying is that this brings something different to the table. What's jumping out at me is people are saying the movie's very good, which is expected. I thought it was going to be good. I was expecting a good movie, but they're saying here's a couple of things. Simon Thompson said it isn't a classic, but it's fun and it hits most of the targets it aims for. Millie Alcock is great as the titular heroine, and Momoa's Lobo is a blast. The other big wins are action, humor, and when it leans into physical production. And yeah, that's important because one of those things that fans have been asking for these movies is to feel tangible again, real sets again, real locations, real environments, not just green screens and stuff like that, which they've also been doing good at. And then you got Another one that says highly enjoyable. It doesn't quite have the resonance of Superman, but it acts as both the perfect companion and follow up to that movie with better characters and more complex relationships. It also has incredibly emotional moments, which makes the action hit even harder. Yeah. Because if Superman was designed to sort of establish, like, that hope and optimism and foundation and all that, Supergirl is definitely like.
But what I get from it, though, with the Supergirl, I get and with most of James Gunn stuff, it's not the lead hero that is the focal point, so to speak. It's the villains. It's the world around. It is well the little parts here and there. So I think the heroes, though, they're not going to carry any of the movie. It's the villains and the outliers that are carrying these movies, because they seem to be more interesting because we already know what the hero's going to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
We already know what Superman going to do. We know what Supergirl's going to do.
It's more interesting to see Suicide Squad or Guardians of the Galaxy or someone we don't know about already and already know how they're going to react.
We know the superhero, the hero is going to go through their trial and error and stuff like that. They're going to go through their little struggle, but it's the villains who are the most important because their struggle is always a struggle. They're not getting over it because they're locked into what they have to be, a villain. You know what I'm saying? They became it and they're going to live by it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But, we'll see. It comes out on my bro's birthday, so I don't know. I might
end of this month, right?
Yeah,
end of the month, right?
22nd or something. What is it?
26.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
26.
Yeah. That's Aquaman as Lobo. Actually, Momoa as Aquaman.
That's what he should have been from the beginning.
He should have been Lobo from the beginning. Yeah.
He should have been Lobo from the beginning.
Right. Yeah, makes more sense.
You could have got the guy that played Homelander as Aquaman.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He looks like an Aquaman Homelander.
Him as like Homelander, but I don't know.
Bro, I'd see like somebody more like Hemsworth as an Aquaman or something. Like a blonde.
Hemsworth locked in that Thor.
No, not Hemsworth because he's Thor, but somebody like that, like a white boy, blonde hair, white boy, like
Homelander is. If they wanted that rough and tumble, rugged type of Aquaman, they could have used
that. Not Gad's Aquaman. Then they got it, but
yeah.
Momoa's Aquaman was like a Samoan Aquaman, like
Snyder shit. Yeah, dark universe.
Snyder had brother.
The Oh yeah, the guy who played his brother, what's his name? Who played he could have been Aquaman, but they gave him the
Orm?
Nick likes it.
Yeah.
He said Homelander's Aquaman. Hell yeah.
Frank, maybe I need to take a look, see.
Homelander is Aquaman to be tough. I like that actor. He's dope.
He's good.
You
know what? I was watching him in a show called Banshee on like Cinemax.
Yeah, Banshee.
That was a good ass show, bro.
Yo, when I realized he was the dude from Banshee, I was like, yo, this dude is very convincing in anything he does. I don't remember.
Very different people, very different characters.
Totally different.
You will not even know it's the same actor type shit, bro. People will fucking sleeping on Anthony Starr. So whatever his name is.
Phenomenal. Like he can be an asshole and you hate him, but then he was Banshee. He was the guy on Banshee. He was the sheriff who was just, he was a criminal.
He was actually he was a thief or something. Yeah. But it was dope, bro. That was great. Hustle scene. He said Banshee was dope. Whole lot of punching.
Yeah.
A lot of shit. One dude said that Supergirl looks more like a Mad Max movie with dirty worlds, gross villains, and a self-destructive hero. You know what I picture? Like, what was that movie? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And then that, and then The Fifth Element.
But I get
with grimy alien shit, just grimy dirty aliens with dirty high-tech spaceships with grime.
But
Very Guardians of the Galaxy universe.
But I know why they said why he used that character, because not for nothing, everybody is gigging on her look as Supergirl. How facial features. She's not the normal blonde head, blue eyed heroine.
I like how she looks.
Really? That's so crazy.
Because if you put the picture of the Boomerang kid, the Wasteland kid, in Road Warrior, she kind of favors like they could be brother and sister, just based off the facial structure.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Put them side by side.
Yeah,
So I mean, because she's rugged looking. She's not like ultra feminine Supergirl, like the cutesy whatever, like in CW shows. She's not that. She's rugged.
Yeah.
She's more gristle because she been through some shit.
Yeah, and if you read Woman of Tomorrow, the comic that it's based on, which is like not your traditional Supergirl story. It's not her flying around learning life lessons and shit. It's a revenge story. It's a space western.
Yeah.
It's a journey through, the hostile worlds and the dangerous people that she comes across, and she's, got the whole emotional baggage thing, but she's a very, very different lane than Superman. Honestly, I think that's why this universe, I think what this universe really needs is something grimy, because everything's very clean, in Superman, and DC.
She went through some shit where Kal-El didn't go through that shit. He went through some light shit.
He had the idyllic whatever Midwest.
He didn't get to see his parents die and
whatever,
grow up and stuff. And Kara did. She seen her.
She grew up all over the galaxy, going through all kind of shit. Superman ain't even grow up in the Bronx. So the OG Supergirl movie from the late 80s. That one. That was the old school joint. Yeah. I ain't gonna front though. I had a crush on her though when I was like 5.
Reno's first crush.
Probably. But Supergirl should not feel like Superman with long hair, definitely. But based on these early reactions, though, it definitely sounds older than him anyway. Yeah. Technically, she's older than him, but she's younger than him, or something like that.
Yeah, I always forget that dynamic, how that works.
It's something to do with space travel. Yeah, it's something to do with space travel where she's
of them. So she been through hell.
So. Yeah, but people that reviewed it seemed to like Millie Alcock as the character. They seemed to like the emotional core. They liked the action. They responded to the fact that the movie had its own identity. They liked Lobo. He was good. And I know a lot of us are curious about Lobo because he's definitely gonna steal the scene that he's in. So, but yeah, they're just everyone said great things about it, which makes me wonder why they're saying it's like bombing or planning to bomb. Hold on, tracking to bomb. Let me see. Let me show you.
Kind of see it, maybe, but let me see the numbers first. But I could kind of.
Let me see what it says.
Again, there's a certain segment of people saying it, and they're screaming the loudest at this point because they don't have nothing to go on because no one really seen the movie in the States yet. Really, you know what I'm saying?
Well, here's what it says.
Stuff overseas.
I guess they're seeing it overseas or like focus groups or whatever. But it's tracking less than 24 hours after NRG's forecast, the film opening in the $45 million range on its debut weekend, which is bad news. Eyeing around 50 million domestic. Hold on. Marvels, which debuted at 48 million.
I mean, that was expected. But,
let's see. Superman was 125 million, whereas Supergirl is going to be like less than half of that. Whereas Superman cost over 200 million, Supergirl carried about $175 million budget, so that's better. She's not that much. That means that the break-even point for this movie would be around 435 million, and it's not looking that good. But
I think it'll be okay. I mean, I could see it only because they're gonna eventually compete with Spider-Man, but that's not till like the first part of July. I think that's when that Spider-Man movie comes out.
Yeah.
But even then, I don't think it's
directly.
Yeah.
It's directly competing with Toy Story 5 and Minions and Monsters.
Oh, well, I'm only concerned about Toy Story and that. I mean, but even then, I don't
compete with them fucking movies, man.
I don't think it's gonna quote unquote bomb. But it's also like the marketing. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I could be tweaking. But I feel like the marketing hasn't been as grand as Superman. Like I remember seeing it like all over, and I don't know if I see it as much with Supergirl, but it could be just me. So I don't know, but the marketing feels a little less intense than Superman. I don't know.
Because I mean, you think about the budgets that they have for the marketing, and that was James Gunn's first real movie with DC was Superman. That was the one for him to open up the doors to show, hey, look, DC, we're in a new direction. This is the tent pole right here. This is the start. And now we got Supergirl. And now there were echoes of people not really liking Superman that much. So the expectation of Supergirl, they're not putting a grand expectation on it because they're fearing it's more like the Superman.
Well, so also you have Mando and Grogu and Masters of the Universe, 2 big budget movies that were supposed to hit. It didn't.
I feel like the marketing for those 2 films though was like infinitely worse than Supergirl. Like I didn't see a peep about
Masters had a big marketing campaign.
I just feel like I didn't even see it though. Like I saw
I saw it everywhere. I was surprised at how much they were doing with Motu.
Yeah.
I think they did a lot with Motu. I think Motu didn't land because it's not for everybody. And He-Man wasn't either. But like, if you didn't grow up with that cartoon, you're not going to appreciate the movie. I don't. You're just not.
I can see that. Yeah.
And you think about it, Mandalorian and Grogu. People, who are deep into Star Wars, are like, oh, this is just a continuation of a TV show. All right, they didn't take it as serious.
That's what it was supposed to be, a cinematic version of the TV show. It's called Mandalorian and Grogu. It wasn't called the next big event in Star Wars. Because it was supposed to be a George Lucas serial type.
But I bet you that's how they promoted it. I'll bet you anything. One of the promotional materials was saying Star Wars is back. I bet you anything because that's what they're going to do. And that's maybe unfortunate. Maybe that's not what it was supposed to be. But I bet you anything they shot themselves in the foot and they said that.
Yeah. And then you have a lot of the critics or naysayers that were like, oh, this is this and that's that. And then, it poisoned perceptions. You know what I'm saying? If a person is like, they got their only $25 and what movie should I watch? Or should I hold my dollars for a real good movie to watch? They're going to look at the reviews and be like, nah, I'm going to hold my money back. I'll watch it on streaming or something else. You see what I'm saying? Right. They're putting poison out there and just like I said before, let the movie live. Go and see it. Watch it for yourself. Critics are critics for a reason. They need now, especially days, they need the views. So they're going to be negative about a lot of things.
Erica.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to be negative about a lot of things. Don't feed into it. Watch it for yourself. And then you can come to the conclusion that, maybe they were right after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
movies are too damn high right now. They're big. They're trying to do big. Because speaking of that, like they are huge. They are really ambitious. And you have movies like what were those like indie shits, Obsession, Backrooms, and then even Disclosure Day, which is kind of like a lower budget non-IP sci-fi film. Spielberg, which people said was not even good, but those movies do really well, and they have a huge profit margin because they're not that high budget. So this shit keeps happening. We're gonna start losing high budget movies. Like Hollywood's not gonna risk the money, and they're not gonna waste the money anymore because it's not even a risk. They're just throwing it away at this point. Hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, I don't think a film should be like.
I'll be right back, guys. Carry it for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't think a film should have like $250 million budget. I think that's absolutely insane. I mean, obviously depending on the scale of the film, but exactly. I don't think like if we're going above 200, you better have a good reason because I just can't make that really make sense. And the theaters cost too much money too. So
yeah, their cut is there, and then you got the special effects, and you got a post edits. You got a whole bunch of craziness going on with these films to get it a certain way.
Yeah.
And it costs now. It costs and there's a whole bunch of reasons why it costs that much. You got union contracts. You got all these different things in the fray where they have to pay it because these places are unionized now, and they're not going to take a pay cut for nothing. It keeps going up every year.
And the average moviegoer, it's like they look at the cost of their ticket. I mean, it's like hitting 20, 25. It's like, whoa. I'm gonna step back. I'm about to use my sight, wink, wink. And that's just I mean, people are very selective with what they spend their money on right now. So there's also that too. So it's like they're not about to just be willy-nilly. So
I mean, if any case, they should have went straight to streaming with it or make it a pay-per-view streaming thing. Yeah, whereas, hey, we have this on for this movie for $19.99. You know what I'm saying? You can rent it now. Immediately you can watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do that. If you don't feel strong about it, like if the view like the focus groups are not that strong about the movie, all right, we're gonna decide to straight to stream. Get a streaming deal going and let it rip. You know what I'm saying? Because putting it in the theaters, you're losing because you have to play it. You got to pay the theaters, and streaming. You go international with that. You can do everything with that without the theaters.
So, what do y'all think about the collector? Because honestly, you know what? The popcorn buckets, the $80 popcorn buckets, and all. Like,
wow,
what is that doing for the movie?
Nothing. They are crazy.
I know people that bought
Supergirl. They're gonna have one for Spider-Man. I think they're gonna have another for like Dune or whatever.
Bro,
ridiculous.
Motu had a castle. They had a castle Grayskull that was like this big. You could put drinks and candy and all kinds of shit in it. They had the whole sword. They had all kinds of shit. And I know motherfuckers that bought all that shit and refused to see the movie.
Yeah, they're crazy. I seen in Walmart they're selling the Mando and Grogu buckets. Still,
them buckets though they're done. Like, but I was gonna say is for collectors though, we love them shits.
Yeah,
some of them buckets and some of them popcorn, some of those movie memorabilia stuff is really cool
falling off
for your shelf.
Yo,
yes, and Odyssey, bro. JV Odyssey is a movie that I'm super excited for.
Oh,
just because I know the story. The story.
Odyssey popcorn.
Well, that's
bro. Think like Jason and the Argonauts, Clash of the Titans, Troy. Like Troy meets Jason and the Argonauts, and that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
The AT-AT Walker and Mando was 80
that's
bones.
So cool! It's an IMAX camera.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
$80. Oh my god.
Buckets.
$80.
That's too much.
Well, I remember when buckets was cardboard.
Word.
Cardboard, baby. We had Return of the Jedi was with, and then you got the little magazine insert thing. It was crazy back then. But it wasn't $80. It was like $10 at best. You got all that stuff, all that, It's crazy now.
Wow, absolutely wild.
I'm wondering what were they selling action figures there? They should be having action figures at the theaters now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna go that far, just go ahead and throw in like an action figure or something. Because I mean, I feel like you're aiming for the collectors. Like that's your target audience almost. So I don't know. Just do that.
That would be something for theaters to think about when you have these big superhero tentpole movies and stuff like that. Won't you have a little gift shop in there for the movie goers? You know what I'm saying? You have a little gift shop in there. Oh, I can get me a Captain America shield. Oh, I can get me a Thor hammer. I can get me all this stuff that I really want that I can't find in the stores. Really, you can still have them there. That's a way of making money, you know. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see as it progresses. Maybe my words has some type of echo.
Echo.
Right?
Never know.
Yeah, because you think about it. You got people waiting there in line with popcorn and all this other good stuff. Have a shop there. Oh, I want to get this. My kid, he looks in there. I want that Minions thing. I never seen it before. It's not in Target. It's not in Walmart. Let me get that. Let me buy that.
It's only here.
Only here in the theaters you can get this. Ultimate moneymaker. Period. If they want to go that route. At least make money off the merch.
Yeah, man.
But as far as these movies, I really thought it was going to be a super blockbuster summer, man. When they had Motu, then you got Spider-Man, you know what I mean? And then you had Supergirl. I'm like, this should be a blockbuster, but it's not feeling that way. It's like it feels overhyped. Like everything is overhyped.
Yeah. Well, moving on from these movies, because movies, it's a lot of shit going on, but there's still a lot more going on too with comic books, with action figures and all that stuff. So to kind of shift gears here a little bit, a lot of shit going on with comic books. Period. Frank Doom said, but you need a movie to be able to purchase that stuff.
Yes, Frank. There's got to be a stipulation because people will steal it and run away.
But I think that's what they need to do. I mean, you don't need a ticket to buy some.
You don't.
You should be able to get that. And I ain't gonna watch the movie today, but I need this since it dropped. I need this stuff. You still make money regardless.
And you can go on and get that shit, but you need a.
What you saying about moving on to the
comics? Yeah,
comic books, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit.
A lot of craziness with comics, man.
Trying to find my.
I do know
my
Multiverse is hyped up.
Shit.
Then you got the Absolute Universe that's hyped up.
That's going off.
Yeah, everybody's going crazy for absolute everything, and I'm like, okay,
yeah, Absolute's fire.
But
and then you got Energon Mask.
Yeah, we seen what before in the 90s. I mean, Sada, when were you born? You was born in 90.
Nah, 2000.
Oh, god damn. Youngin. So in the 90s, what had happened was
give me the rundown.
They had all these comics come out. It was a barrage of all these different comics, man. You had foil, you had silver comics, you had all types of titles, variants, and stuff like that. And then after a while, it bombed. We're in another phase of that. And all
yeah, this is definitely the covers phase.
Yeah, we in
the variants phase.
God. Yeah, that looks not great.
And a lot of these suck. I'm not a fan of most of these at all. They don't even feel nostalgic like for Mask. A lot of them.
Well, it's the new.
Some of them do. And yeah, but you have to kind of find. And this one definitely finds the balance. I like this cover here.
Yeah,
it finds the balance. But yeah, and the book is not just coming out this month. It is coming out this month, but another reason I want to talk about it is this is like one of those situations where like a company pulls out an old brand out of storage and gives it a quick nostalgia pass run, and hopes collectors show up, but which is pretty typical. But this doesn't really feel like that totally, because this is kind of different, because like Skybound, seeing G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Void Rivals, and feeling that mask perfectly fits within there. So and yeah, when you sort of bring in all the creators like Dan Waters and Pi Par and you know, make an investment, you know, they're putting real talent behind this, and so I think they know it matters. So for years, like Mask has been you know, that franchise sort of just kind of in the back, sitting on the bench that we've been, a lot of us forgot about. Like, and then when the new toys started coming out, I was like, yo, Mask, yo, wouldn't it be dope to have a Matt Tracker and Classified? Why don't they do some Classified Mask figures? And then now we're seeing they're putting Mask into Energon, which we know is connected to Classified. We have Zorana, who's a direct from Classified design. Everything Destro is directly the same design from Classified. And we just heard from BMAC that Classified and Energon teams will literally sit and have meetings and compare designs and notes because it is connected.
Yeah, but let me give you some inside baseball.
That's why you're here.
This has been done before.
Oh yes,
this has been done before with IDW.
They're pulling it back out. Yeah.
Transformers.
They're doing the IDW thing with Energon here. Yeah.
Yes. That's what they're doing.
Yes.
But they're making it more, the writing is a little bit more exciting, but they're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
They just didn't add the Space Knight yet. ROM. If they ever do. But you know,
there is a ROM cover for Mask.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's foreshadowing.
Yeah. So you know, nothing's new under the sun. It's just how it's done, like Nas would say.
Right.
But it's interesting, and I'm glad people are partaking into it now. But it's been done before, so.
Yeah. And right now in X-Men, you got the DNX storyline coming up, which let's see here. The X virus threatens to mutate all of mankind in DNX, the 5-issue event series by Jed MacKay, Federico Vincenti. But the X-Men aren't alone in dealing with the seismic threat, joining forces with the Fantastic Four to try to stop the clandestine group known as 3K from forcibly transforming all of humanity into mutants. Now, as Marvel Universe braces for impact, get ready for DNX with the official reading guide spanning prelude issues, tie-ins, as well as the main event. DNX is pretty tight. Age of Revelation was depicting the whole changed world, and there's a lot of space to explore there. Contrast, DNX is very tight, focused on our characters and our conflicts over a very short time. Aside from the DNX event series, tie-ins will be issues of X-Men 2024 and Fantastic Four 2025 that came out in those months. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing really excites me in comics anymore, other than Ultimate Universe and Energon, or Energon and Absolute.
Yeah, a lot of stuff, man, on these comics are amalgamization of past stories. They melding history and doing revision tales and stuff like that. So it's like, sad to say we're at the end of the rope for comic books on many levels, because we have AI now, where a lot of artists are now getting into doing AI. And I mean, it's nothing wrong with it, but the traditional way of doing comics is over. It's over. It's done. Forget about it. You know, the stories now, there's no original storytelling, because one, we have these characters that are locked into their own tropes, their own historical background. So you really can't move them too far away from who they actually are, because if you do that, they're no longer those characters, and there's something else, which a lot of traditional fans who still read are against for the most part. You know, think of Wolverine as the new Punisher. Could that have happened? Yes, in a What If comic. But if they actually do that to permanently make him somebody like the Punisher, you know, where people gravitate to it, maybe it'd be hyped up for comic book covers, but story wise, it'd be lame duck. You know what I'm saying?
You're not like you say some shit like the shit you're saying. Most people are probably like going nuts right now, hating it. But honestly, it's really about the covers now. Like honestly, some of these covers and even you once you open the book and you're just like, this shit is boring and it don't go nowhere. It just feels like regurgitated slop. And you know what? It almost feels like it was written by AI.
Yeah.
Which is garbage. Okay? Like there's no soul, you'll never get another new what's the next Claremont era, Days of Future Past, all that shit. You can't get that from AI and you can't get it from me. But Jonathan Hickman though is the only fucking, I think, beacon. Also Chip Zdarsky is another one. And they are still trying to hold on to that good quality literature, like real good writing and like intricate plots and stuff like that and storylines. But even they are being hindered and handcuffed by Marvel, who is hindered and handcuffed by the MCU. And so everything has to in some way relate or be characters from or whatever. And then you have this, like the Midnight Universe, another vampire story, another vampire miniseries where, you know, we got vampires and mutants and but it's vampires written by Jonathan Hickman and mutants written by Jonathan Hickman, which is the only reason that I would pay any attention to it. And so I will check that one out. Like the one that's written by Hickman, I will read. But there's going to be a bunch of other writers involved that it's going to be trash. Benjamin Percy is a good writer. He's involved. Hickman is involved. Kevin Walker and Philip Johnson, Matteo Delafonte. I don't even know these names. And if you do, maybe they're good. I don't know. But Avengers 1 by Chip Zdarsky, which you see who is there. It's Wolverine, Luke Cage, Daredevil, Spidey, and Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Pretty weird team, but you got a couple of three street level dudes. It's a dope team.
They did the same thing with the new Fantastic Four with the Hulk, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man, Wolverine. They did the same thing. Yep. This is done over again. The survivors.
This is good. This is going to be good, I think, because Chip Zdarsky does what he does really well is street level writing. It's crime stories and stuff like that. Yeah. Like his Daredevil run made me a fan of Daredevil. Like it is that good.
Yeah.
Like Daredevil goes to prison and the whole thing, and like he's just really good at at true crime and like street level stuff. So when I see characters like Daredevil and Wolverine and Luke Cage as 3 of a 5-member team, and even Spider-Man, who technically is a street level hero.
He is a street level hero.
Period. He's just been taken out because of his popularity and put into cosmic shit, but he is a street level hero. His powers are, he's a street level hero. Like, so
one of the first.
Rocks. Like Captain Marvel, I don't know why she's here. Yeah. Like this would be great. These 4 guys is a crazy team. I guess she's here to be the kind of powerhouse you need a cosmic person or whatever.
Yeah.
God, I hate that suit for her. I've always just not liked that suit.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the haircut.
It would have been dope.
Yeah, the haircut too.
Rambo was the one in it, but it's cool.
But yeah, comics, man. As far as Marvel and DC, there's not a lot outside of Ultimate Universe, which is pretty much ended, and then the Absolute Universe, which for pretty much like Batman is insane. Let's talk about Absolute Batman for a second. Absolute Batman is like the highest selling comic of all time.
I just sold 2 number ones. I had 2 number 1 first printings.
Yeah, I got that.
I traded them for some G.I. Joe comics. Because they're the first printing. Everybody going over crazy for the first printing. There's 10 printings of the first number 1. So why am I going to go? I can still read the story regardless. So if I used it to get my Joe game up on my IDW comics.
Mm-hmm.
I had that. But it's a great story. Don't get me wrong. It's a great perspective of how this Batman in this world, he's using his wit, he's using his strength, and he doesn't have a lot of money. So he's really a vigilante of sorts. He's really working from that angle.
Right. Well, we've had a lot of great first appearances in Absolute Batman. Very short amount of time. You had Bane, you had Mr. Freeze, we've had Scarecrow now.
It's Two-Face.
There's Black Mask, and now in issue 21, we're getting the first appearance of Deathstroke, and now we're getting the first appearance of Two-Face, and man, he looks dope.
Wowza.
He looks dope.
All of these designs have been really grand thus far from what I've seen.
Yeah.
These characters.
Yeah, the design, the covers, the whole thing is together well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put it together.
This one I'm excited for.
It's at the same time, after this is over with and that world is over with, where do you go from there? Because everything has totally been done.
Well, that's why Absolute Universe works. And let me listen, kids. If you're our age or younger, we missed the boat on Batman and DC. You cannot get a Batman #1. You cannot add a Superman #1 to your collection. Therefore, fucking what are you doing? Mm-hmm. Go collect something you can start at #1. That's why I loved Spawn, because I was in at #1 and I collected every one that came through. But like now we have Absolute Universe where, yes, it's Batman, so you get that sort of familiarity, but it's not the Batman that your dad had. It's not billionaire Bruce Wayne. He's a blue-collar working man. Yeah. All the villains are completely turned on their head, completely like just remade, and not a little bit of a tweak here and there. Like, no, they're completely different.
Frank.
And yes, and it is a good time to get in. It is a good time to get into comics.
Yeah, I mean, it's good time, but then once the hype blow over, I mean, then you're left with what? It's like
they're just gonna adapt it to film. All right, guys, let's get it rolling. It's over now.
So
I wouldn't mind this a version of Batman adapted to film. This would be the ultimate super turnover of the world if they did this Batman in movie form.
You know what I hope, bro?
This would be so dope.
You're right.
So,
and you know what I hope? I hope they don't do it.
Oh, you don't want them to mess it up, huh?
Because think about it, like what Sada just said. Since the reason I think what ruined comics is the MCU, or Hollywood period. But like, yes, because it's trying too hard to be that, and everything is trying to. Oh, they're gonna, maybe we'll get in the MCU. It's like, bro. And then and we literally know that Feige has literally gone to writers and said, I need you to kill this character, or I need you to turn this character into a mutant in the comics, because we want to do it in the MCU and be able to say it's from the comics.
Yeah.
That's not from the comics, Kevin.
Yeah, but you know what it is. Also, he's not really going to get away with it in a sense. I mean, yeah, he'll make it, but people still criticize it. I mean, you still got hardcore
new fans don't know.
Well, the new kids, they a lot of times, if they're not in tune, they look at it and they'll go right to Bleach or some shit like that and be like, that's just some Marvel shit. They'll go into anime where it's tried and true. The characters are tried and true.
Yeah, they'll just yeah.
So it's like they're not going to waste their time with their fathers or grandfathers' characters that deep. They're not going to do it. I look at my sons. They're like, oh, Spider-Man, that's cool. Later on, they're doing anime after. I'm like, oh, I'm sitting there like, this movie was super awesome. This is crazy. They're like, yeah, nice. You know what I mean? It's just us. I like to reiterate that it's just us mostly who are geeked out about it, grew up on it, and have an interest in it. But at the end of the day, it's not going to matter to the masses. So when he does that for the films, he's doing himself a disservice because now you don't have credibility with us anymore because you did some silly stuff like that. And the new people ain't going to care nonetheless because they're moving forward. You know, one thing I can say about these young people, they move forward and they don't care about looking back like that. They're not programmed that way. They're moving forward, living in the moment, moving forward. We, older people, Gen Xers, we reminisce about how good the good old days. We're the last ones to say the good old days. The newer generation, man, fuck the past. We about making good days in the future. F y'all on the past, man. That was over with. We on the next day now, man.
Yeah.
Worried about that good old days stuff. It don't apply to us no more. So that's how it is. That's how my take on it, my perspective on it. You know,
and that's how it is.
You know.
So. No, you're not wrong, man. Which brings us, and yes, Master Grade Wookie agrees emphatically.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. And you're right, bro. And
it's not the young fault. You know,
it's not their fault.
And they, hey, it works for them. You know, that's what's good for them. You know, it works for them. It makes them happy. Hey, I'm all for it. You know, I think sometimes we get stuck. We as older people get stuck in the past, thinking that future is going to be like the past, and that's not how it's supposed to go. It's not supposed to go like that.
That's
at all.
not life.
You know what I'm saying? That's not how it's supposed to go. You need to move on and move forward because you know we get stuck in our way.
Where you at?
And the key word stuck in. Don't get stuck in.
Be pushed to the other side. Just
all right.
Go.
My bad.
Hurry up.
Yo.
Yeah.
Nah, but so we kind of weaving our way, you know what I'm saying, through the movies and through the comics, and we get into where, you know, I think we got to end up, which is what this means for collectors, because toys are downstream from stories, and stories create the demand, and that show, you know, gives, you know, us our sort of foundation. But we got all the projects that are coming for collectors, not the movie reviews, right? And shit, but let me see here. We got matter of fact, let's do it like this. Bam.
Toy Park. Oh shit.
Toy magic, toy tragic. You know what's cool though? All right, so where we at? Let's start down here. We go over here too.
Whoa.
Oh wow. Oh no. My eyes. Oh no, we gotta go down further. All right, we go up to right here with that one. Let's see. We're gonna pop over here to toy. I got them all, baby. Where we at? What's going on with toy habits?
Oh my.
All right, and we go right about there.
I want to give a shout out to Super 7.
Give it.
They keep doing what I asked them to do. I appreciate it.
Which is what?
They made O-ring Ninja Turtle O-rings.
And, did they?
Yes, they did. And I'm getting mine.
So where is that?
G.I. Joe, the Cobra. I need to fight Cobra.
Who's making that?
Super 7. They made the O-ring G.I. Joes. I mean, O-ring Ninja Turtles.
Click. Yeah, go ahead. Type.
O-ring Ninja Turtles. Yes. They are finally here.
Gives me actual fucking O-rings.
All you have to do is go to super7.com and you'll see it right there.
Okay, we'll do that.
They don't play around. Yes. Yes. So go to Ultimate Plus.
Ultimates.
Yeah, Plus. The Ultimate. Not Ultimate. What are they? Yeah, they're right. The super. Go to the Turtles.
There we go.
Right here.
So you go there.
And we're gonna check it. The Visionaries next.
Yeah, they did the new Visionaries,
Yeah.
which I might partake in them. There they go. Right there.
Ooh, these are hard, son. Yo, they want 100 bones for
For
a
all
pack.
4 or
That's
25. That's not bad. Oh wait, but you don't get all 4 turtles.
No, you get them in. You know, you first get that set, and then you're gonna get the.
Why
the
can't
other
they
one.
do? Why can't they do 6 figures in a wave?
because they want.
I mean, that's just how they set their things up, man. I mean, it's the anticipation and whatever they got going on the product line in the manufacturer.
Man, that's so hard, bro. A fucking. I'm buying that shredder, if anything. You know what else I just bought? I copped the TMNT G.I. Joe crossover shredder Cobra Commander.
Good
tough.
That
gracious.
shit is hard. That shit is
Good
hard.
gracious.
Yeah, I was gonna do that, but then I was like, I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone for now. You know, I'd rather get these. I'd rather get these. Look at the Foot Soldier. Look at Shredder. Shredder and Cobra Commander side by side, G. What?
Frank gets stuck on the floor trying to pick up keys.
Frank, you're stupid.
Yo, Shredder.
You'll see in about 20 years.
Man, yo,
You're right.
Shredder in the Thunder Tank, a Thunder Machine. What?
Yeah.
Shredder's gonna be in the machine heavy.
Oh hell yeah, bro. Say no to O-rings. What?
Frank.
What?
Well, Frank, me and Frank got this thing.
What blaspheme?
Yeah, he's blaspheming right now. You know, he knows full well what's going down.
What? No, I want explanation, Frank. Hold on. Frank is my homie. We
Frank
bond over Elric.
Figure.
What are you talking about?
He's strictly 6-inch action figure, Frank. So you know what I'm saying? That's his bag. You know,
I hear you.
He's good.
This is where it started.
Yeah. Look, he's talking about my uncle Larry Hama. See, we you know.
And no to Hama Comics.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know he's joking.
Yeah, you talking about my uncle, man. That's not right.
You know. Uncle Larry, son.
Yeah, Uncle Larry, man.
Uncle Larry, son.
There you go. That's right. There go
Uncle Larry, son.
Yeah.
Word.
Larry, you don't play around with him. You know what I'm saying? Vietnam vet. You don't
Word,
play.
real deal.
Word up.
Man, look at
these
that.
O-ring turtles is dope. I like
the O-ring turtles are incredible. I mean, they look incredible.
Yeah, man. I can't wait. It's gonna be looking crazy in my
that Foot Soldier's crazy, bro. Like it's all classic vibes. Like that really feels like the 80s turtles.
Exactly. To
But
me,
they look hard though. They don't look corny. Look at their eyes.
Yeah.
That looks the details look great.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I wanted when I was little. I wanted I seen the turtles.
Are they straight arm?
No,
you can bend it. I think you can bend it.
They swivel.
No, I mean like they do the swivel because the swivel's not showing in the graphic.
They swivel.
Do they have a hip separation? Because it looks like the shell would make it one piece. So what's the O-ring just doing the legs, I guess?
Yeah, the O-rings is in the legs, and then you got the swivel arms. Because you know they have to have that shell thing. So you know.
The swivel arms must not be showing up in the render. That's all.
Yeah, that's what it's not doing.
Because I can see they would be there. Yeah.
And they do
sometimes they don't show up in
Yeah, but they got them. That's gonna be tough. I'm definitely.
They look
I got to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have to.
Hold on. Where is?
They go to Visionaries.
I remember Visionaries when I was little.
They do the Thundercats in the O-ring. They be doing something real incredible.
I can see it. I can see it happening.
I'll get them all. They like this guy's crazy. Because I told him at the last at Joe Fest, what you call it? I was telling him, like, if you take all of those 5 points of articulation and just turn them into O-ring, you're gonna have bank. Because what Joe O-ring collector wouldn't want these characters in O-ring form to be around, you know, in dioramas and stuff like that. Look at the Visionaries.
And you're right. You know, you can have them with your Joes.
Yeah.
And combining all the 80s. Because, you know, here's the thing, guys. When we were little in the 80s, hold on. Oh, well, yeah. Damn, I can't stop this. Okay, so we was little in the 80s, right? We had our Transformers. We had our Thundercats. We had our He-Man. We had our G.I. Joes. And we would play with all of them together.
Yeah.
He-Man's might be a giant to the G.I. Joes. But we would still try to play with the Turtles. We were still, and not everybody. Some people were purists. And I don't mean, and I probably fall into the purist category because I only pretty much play with G.I. Joe. But I know a lot of kids play with all that shit together. I seen it. I was a party to it. I would go to friends' houses. They would have the Ninja Turtles and the He-Man and everything all mixed together and be playing with them all together. And I would be like, what are you doing? But they had no problem with it. So I know it was a very Gen X thing to do. And so this definitely kind of speaks to that.
Yeah.
It lets you do that. Yeah. That's a nice little loadout they come with too. He's got the hologram thing.
Yeah.
Nice. And then he's got his backpack and his little scepter.
Yeah.
When the three sons of planet Prismos aligned and all technology failed, the citizens learned to rely on ancient magic for survival. Two powerful groups of magical knights emerged, the Spectral Knights and the Darkling Lords. Carry on the fight for the magical light in your collection with 4-inch scale, highly articulated reaction plus figures in Darkstorm and Leoric. Each one comes with accessories and a holographic detail revealing their mystical personalities and totems. Summon them to your collection now. So yeah, they got the one on their chest and the one on their staff. The hologram shit. Visionaries. I don't remember a lot about the Visionaries, but I definitely remember them.
They would be dope for a reboot of the cartoon. Like, that'd be sick.
I think the cartoon, would be optimal if all these reemerging lines and nostalgia stuff figures came with a cartoon like they did in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
Every single toy line had a cartoon to act as its marketing device.
Yeah. That's all they need to do. Like, truth be told, I mean, they can do that. And like I was saying before with the Masters of the Universe, go direct to streaming. Go direct to streaming. You'll be doing a big service. You don't have to spend crazy amount of money just showing it around the world. Go to streaming. You're everywhere automatically.
Yeah, go to streaming because you can do it. You can do anything there.
Yeah.
And it'll pop off.
Imagine
Cops was crazy. Remember Cops?
Yeah.
Cops and Crooks, actually, it was called Cops and Crooks. And they did bring it back. Big Bad Toy Store, the Big Bad Toy Shop, has they started the line. They have only one figure.
Mm-hmm.
It's the main guy with the trench coat. I forget his name. And then but they need to do Big Boss, they need to do Dr. Bad Vibes, and they need to do Buttons McBoom Boom.
Boom Boom, yeah.
If they do Buttons, I'm in. As soon as I see Buttons, I cop.
Yeah.
As soon as I see Buttons, I cop. I didn't cop the first figure because he wasn't a favorite character. He doesn't look like a super cool figure. He's not Dr. Bad Vibes or Bad Vibes or anything cool like that. So I passed. But Thundercats and Silverhawks definitely making comebacks.
Yeah.
And
just they do them in O-ring, it's over. It's over.
Jace and the Wheeled Warriors.
What a name.
Oh, Jason the Wheel. Oh my God.
That's a deep cut.
Oh yeah. Yeah. With what's his name? What was the villain's name? The brain, not the brain. What was his name? Bad Seed. Yeah, bad.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. I used to see that every Saturday morning, man. Jason the Real Warriors. There you go. Look at his head. bad sea
Look
lion.
at his head.
God, why was his jaw so pronounced?
Look, they got a live action joint.
Somebody did a live action of it.
I think it's AI.
An AI joint.
That's what I'm saying. See, it's possible, man. It's possible, man. They can do stuff like that. But those vehicles where they combine and switch and all that, it's great.
There they are, Dark Seeds.
The Dark Seed,
They made it into an 80s movie.
yeah. But yeah, man, that's all they need, man. It's just they shouldn't take like nostalgia and just try to bank on it in the major box office. You have to put it into the system that's now currently working, and that's streaming. It's currently working. You know what I mean? Look at Voltron. Voltron is direct to streaming. Amazon is straight to streaming, and they're gonna do the numbers they need to do because people are gonna order. You know, those who don't have Amazon, they're gonna join in just to watch the movie. They're gonna make money,
right?
You know what I mean? So, and people are watching it from the comfort of their homes. You know, you don't have to buy $90 popcorn for everybody in the family. You know, you just go. I got a popcorn machine in my house, so.
Oh, word! Like one of those.
We already set up.
For my
from the theater and shit.
For my son's first birthday, we had the popcorn machine and all that other stuff. She went crazy. So now I got a circus like popcorn machine. I can take that and make money off it, man. Selling popcorn on the corner and shit.
Oh no.
With a top hat. I mean, like, get your popcorn.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that diver looks dope too. Bobby got the diver.
Oh. Yeah.
Shout out to 308.
3POA.
3POA and Bobby V, yeah. But yeah, this is great because like the eels never had anywhere to put their flippers. I love that you can put the flippers on the back. And it just looks more substantial than those thin diver suits. He's cool though. I mean, the divers, the wetsuits we get are great, but this was really cool. This water thing where you can actually do a display of him coming up out of the water. And I plan to buy a bunch of these water bases for a bunch of my G.I. Joe classified divers. Because it's really stupid to just display your divers standing next to the rest of the guys like in boots and shit.
Yeah.
Like it would be cool to be able to do some sort of display that you could have a couple of eels or a couple of hydro vipers coming out of the water. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Out of here, bro.
But
the water matches the boat that he made too. So I'm copping that boat.
Yeah, definitely. With
look at the Castor Troy.
Crazy.
The Castor Troy pistol, son?
Yeah, I see him. Yep.
What?
But you know what
yeah, he went dumb with this shit here.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy as hell. But you know, with him, he's always gonna hit you with the cool shit.
Yeah, Master said line so hold on. I skipped a bunch. Hang on. That's the word that shows lit. Bulletproof from Bulletproof. That was his name. Yeah. The breach effect. Yeah, the diver coming out of the water, the breach effect, breaching the water, the surface. Classified has a spot for flippers too. Do they? I feel dumb then.
Why?
Because I've been hanging the flippers on his tube. School me real quick. Hold on. I don't even see it.
Oh, Frank. Oh.
See, I've been hanging the flippers like that on his tube. You telling me they clip onto this thing somewhere? They probably do. They probably hook right onto that. I guess I don't know. I feel like that's a jet though. I always thought that was like a rocket, like to shoot water so he could swim. It's like a jetpack for the water, but I don't know where the damn flippers go. I was surprised that they didn't put anywhere for him, so I'm sure they do, but I didn't find it. I can't say I really tried hard, but once I found that, I was like, fuck it. But yeah, I'm sure he'll tell me here. Frank, what the Black Line is sick. The Divers is a great addition. Vala has a good line with the Black so far. It's really been, I think, what brought him kind of from out of just that military Call of Duty sort of thing that he kind of only was in, which is great. And I guess the only thing I guess that it's not a complaint that I have about Bobby, but what I want to see him do more, which he is going to do, and I realize it's probably the hardest thing to do, is to come up with stuff that kind of isn't just an army guy. Like, you know, the skull with the tentacles was a great start. You know, like, because G.I. Joe is not just army guys. The original 13, sure, but then you start getting into weird guys, especially the villains and all kinds of shit. So it's cool that he's doing that. I guess world building, being creative, making more stuff that's not necessarily just military, which kind of gives it personality. Because me personally, I'm not gonna buy army guy that I don't know who he is. I like characters.
Yeah.
So that's just me, though. I know that's just me. No shade to anybody else. Respect to Bobby, he gets it. Guys like Bobby, guys like Mark from Gridiron Studios, who I want to get on the show soon. You know, Savage Crucible, all those guys, they're basically collectors like us that were able to start their own figure companies, and you can tell that they do stuff with collectors in mind versus a Hasbro who just only recently found out we existed and has never done anything really with us in mind first, or gone out of their way to do anything. Need that Riptide. The Recon Driver has spot for the flippers. The Recon Diver? Okay. My bad. It was the Legacy Diver that has the hooks for them, not Torpedo or the Eels. Okay. The Recon Diver, the Legacy Diver. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, I didn't get him, and I don't really buy the Legacy stuff because, again, nondescript guy, not for me, or at least wasn't. I kind of like what he's doing with the street level dudes. Not kind of. I really like this shit, actually. Just basically fodder. Like, you can just make. Like, look, that's just Chris. He got a sledgehammer. He got a tank top on. He got some babes on or something. Oh, hold on. Y'all can't see shit. Hold on. There you go. That's Chris. He's chilling. You got Marco. They're $19.99. Like, and then you can get all these heads, so you can swap the bodies all around and make just a whole bunch of dudes. Look, hoodies, tank tops, wife beaters, t-shirts, hella hands, hella. Yeah, man, it works.
It's controversy.
Profit director in the building.
How's it going, guys? Hey, Reno, I just wanted to try and sell you on the Recon Diver for just a second, because here's how they get used in my collection. The Recon Diver heads come off, and Duke's head and Stalker's head go on, and now Torpedo doesn't have to dive alone.
That's a good idea too, and Shipwreck.
Yeah, right. And I even went further, and I made I bought one of those Yelena Belova Black Widow figures, where she's got the mask with the multiple eyes.
Yeah,
because her suit is basically a wetsuit, and I made a female Recon Diver, so now I can have Scarlet or Lady J go down with.
Nice, nice. And just before you popped in, Prophet Raw Talk was saying something about these being controversial.
And we're left.
Did I catch that? Did I catch that, Raw Talk?
Yeah. You know, there's a thing where there was one YouTuber who went on the show, on Bobby's show, Street Humans. I think I forget Shardamus, and now there's a controversy that these guys are direct rip of the Street Humans, with modular type of style of switching the bodies and stuff like that. But that's what's going on in the toy world. A lot.
Yeah. No, I heard that too. Honestly, I heard that too. It's just like this though. Like, first of all, Shardamus's figures were not up to par. That's one.
Oof.
Two, whether it's a direct rip or just something that you would do, like it's a natural thing that I think all collectors would want, is just street dudes. But you know, whether it was inspired by that or what, I don't know. But I think like a lot of people are preferring these over what Shardamus provided. Prophet, what was you gonna say?
Yeah, it's about the quality and how well it meshes with the rest of your collection. Right? These fit in perfectly with G.I. Joe or Valaverse or whatever. You know, same thing with the Big Bad Workshop stuff. It meshes very well.
Monster
with your
Force and all that
collection, right? And I've said before, I think that Fisher Price could make billions if they made adventure people in the scale and style of G.I. Joe Classified or Valaverse or whatever.
Oh, what's the Adventure
people? Do you remember Adventure People at all?
No.
Well, they preceded Star Wars figures, the 5-point articulation. But it was like you could buy like a camper van and it came with like a couple of figures and a motorbike and a raft.
Right.
There was the safari set. It came with a tent and a lion, you know. But they were just like regular like people, like, you know.
Yeah. That was before characters were a thing. Because like even the old G.I. Joe was not about characters. He was Action Man. He was the guy that could do anything or whatever, right?
Right.
Which was basically a way to say, here's a doll and here's a bunch of outfits, switch his outfit and make a new character.
Right. But the thing is, like for people who do photography or diorama displays or whatever they do with their figures, you know, at the end of the day, you got your hero fighting your villain, sure. But it just looks way better if there's some civilians who are in danger. You know what I mean? Give the hero a reason to fight the villain. You know what I mean?
So on Shardamus's figures, what were they scaled for? Marvel Legends, more like?
And they were a little less, you know, the face sculpts were a little cartoony from what I remember.
They were more for comic book stuff. Yeah.
I hate
they didn't really. Yeah.
I hate to cut everything. I have my little man, and I might have to break out, y'all.
That's what's up, bro.
All right.
Thank you for coming through. Of course.
Y'all. Thanks for everybody in the chat. Yeah, little man, I gotta put him down. I gotta put him to bed and all that stuff. Right, Bob?
Yeah.
What's that? He's like, all right.
There he goes. Little raw, talking smack.
All right, Sada, I'll check you on the next time.
Yes, I'll check him the next time.
Have a good one, Raw.
Everybody in the chat. And once again, happy Father's Day. I'll check you out tomorrow.
Yep.
Easy.
All right, bro. Be safe. 1.
1.
Yeah, I love that he said he had to put the baby down. The best use of that was in Ghostbusters 2, where Sigourney Weaver asks Bill Murray to put the baby down. And Bill Murray
some
says,
French bread pizza.
You're short, you're smelly, and you're a terrible burden on your poor mother.
Yeah. That was a good one. Got my Komodo blind box from Savage Crucible.
Good gracious, look at that.
Whoa. Is it articulated? Oh my God, it's articulated? That's great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they did these blind boxes and you know, this was like probably one of the easiest ones to get, but I only got one. I'm not one of those guys that's gonna buy like 10 blind boxes to try to get the one I want. I'll
Dang.
get one, and if I get lucky with the one I want, cool. If I don't, oh well. I'm not like gonna play your game because I know somebody that bought like 15 of these things, and he's got like 10 blue ones,
Oh,
3 red ones, and like another white one. It's like, and
yeah,
none
it's
of
like
them are
the
the
lottery.
2% one that you're missing. So yeah, but you know, to each their own. However you want to do it, because that is the point. I'm crazy for that. I'm the crazy one because you are supposed to buy a bunch of these, and they're not expensive. They're like $15, which is not expensive for a Savage Crucible level detail item. But
Yeah, I mean, an articulated Komodo dragon is pretty awesome.
it articulates. It has you know, minimal like shoulder articulation, nothing in the hands, nothing in the ankles, or nothing, you know, in the elbow or the wrist or anything like
What
that.
about
But
the
his
head?
head does move around. Yeah, his head moves around pretty
Nice.
good.
Yeah, I mean that would be sufficient to do like you
Oh
know
yeah, it's like any
a photo
other
shoot
kind of
of like
pet.
Recondo fighting it or something. You know?
There you go.
Yeah, you could have Recondo fighting that thing in the jungle.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Ooh,
There it is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
pretty.
No, they're great. They're incredible. These are really good. And
I think I
shout
will
out
buy
to
one.
Nikki Nicole. Yeah. Nikki
Are they still
Nicole, the
available?
designer from Savage Crucible. Nikki
Are they still
Nicole,
available?
I probably on the website. Actually, you can probably go on there and get them on Savage Crucible. We'll check here in a sec. Matter of fact, why not? But yeah, Nikki Nicole is the designer at Savage Crucible, and she is the one. Well, she's one of the designers that came up with this particular dragon there, and she is currently in the Galapagos, parlaying and chilling with like tortoises and shit on the Galapagos Islands. She's like some sort of biologist or ologist or animalologist of some sort, and she made these, and they have like a Komodo dragon race of being for their lore. Let's see.
Yeah,
These
I
are
think
the
I'm looking at it now. Looks crazy.
Oh yeah, it looks like Komodo blind boxes are sold out.
are they?
The
Damn.
infinite sadness.
The infinite sadness. Yeah, I don't see them.
Now we're subjected to secondary market prices where they'll be 30 to 50.
Exactly.
Woo,
Yeah.
Sappers, yeah.
And
So fun.
honestly, here's all the different ones. There's really 4 different ones. So there's this one that I got, and you got a blue one, then you got
Yeah,
a
the
white
blue one
one.
would be cool for Cobra.
Right. And this is the rarest one. That's the hardest one. Only 2% of blind boxes will have this one.
Oh,
Whereas
boy.
the rest of these are all like, you know, the rest of the 100% split amongst 3, whatever that math is. But yeah, so you're pretty much likely to get one of these 3. If you get this one, you know, you scored kind of thing. And this one obviously has the most paint apps and most detail. He's got that gold scale on him. He's really cool. Really, really cool. 1 randomly selected Komodo per box, and there is a something on here somewhere where it showed the percentage what each one was, and I don't know where that is.
Yeah, you know, if there's a ton of like blue and brown ones out there, I'm sure they'd be reasonable on the secondary market.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no more than $30 probably. But so if you notice here, everything is pretty much sold out on Savage Crucible right now. Everything.
I can see why. My goodness.
Everything. Yeah, everything. Even this I had in my cart and I slept on it. This pack right here because I wanted to hook this dude up and it sold out on me. It was in my cart and I slept. You cannot sleep. Who Man is the only one not selling, and for some reason Verteris Ray Pack, which I think is one of the coolest things they got. And it's one of the coolest of all the sort of troop builders, in my opinion. I love that helmet thing. It's wicked. But they didn't sell out yet. So that's still there. And I don't have it yet, so I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna grab that. for sure. Hyatt Toys with the Balboa. These things are just way out of price line for me, but they look really cool. They come with a ring piece. If you're
How
into,
much is that?
it's like $120, and it's not even
Yikes. Oh.
like, to be honest, that's not the greatest portrait of Balboa.
So
we're talking,
there's only 2 of these Komodos up on eBay right now.
Yeah.
And one they're asking $70 plus 10 to delivery. And the other they're asking $250 plus 10.
It's the gold one, right? Is it the gold one at least?
It doesn't even say. Like,
oh my god,
it's like a blind box, unopened blind box.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's insane.
They were $15. Well, I guess they didn't make a lot, so I got lucky and got one. That's cool. I just typed in Komodo Dragon like it was gonna come up.
You're so funny.
Well, I typed in Savage Crucible Komodo and then it came up.
Yeah. There you go. There they are. So $250. Oh, it's open. Let me see. Yeah, this is the one. It's the rare one. Yeah,
the gold one. Okay, that is.
Yeah. So that still
condition used 200
and a blind box.
Blind, you don't even know what it is.
Oh,
$70. No, but you know what, this is great because like it shows you that the stuff Savage Crucible makes is literally collectibles. It will go up in value and it goes up quick and exponentially. Mythic Legions is another one. Like there's a Mythic Legions figure that was like $40. She's like $250 now. And it's not even that old. Like, but it's because they do a small run. Like they don't make a bunch of them. They don't make thousands. They don't make 70,000 units like Hasbro. And they're incredible.
118. Oh boy.
And I like that they come with
I would pay that. I would pay that.
The cardboard slide back so that you don't break any packaging when you open it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're very collector minded in that. Like this Mythic Legions ones, instead of having like a box like this that you would normally, and you would see this, you would have to tear some glue and tear the cardboard off and thus ruin the package. But they have it where it's just under a flap, so you can just sort of slide it right out, which I'm not going to do right now, but you can just slide it right out and put it back in, see? And you can just put it back. And it's as if it's brand new.
Yeah, because it's amazing how, like, with like Marvel Legends, for example, a little piece of tape can change the value of the figure in box by so much money. It's like, no, the tape's broken. It's not original. Like, it can be in perfect condition, complete, in box, and if that tape is broken, it's like, nope, it's worth half the price.
Oh, yeah. And then you got Mezco coming out with their Punisher. So if you're a Mezco fan and you collect Mezco, I'm sure you're all over this. If you're a Punisher fan, you may or may not be on this.
I don't know how I feel.
I bet his weapons loadout is incredible, though.
It's a really, for me, it's like, it's awesome, but for the same reason that I don't collect MCU figures, I personally would not collect this one. And the reason is that it's just the human normal proportions of like a normal guy. Like I don't see any muscles popping out. You know, he doesn't look like a superhero in a comic book. He just looks like in a guy in like a leotard with like a
he actually kind of looks exactly like, especially with the head sculpt that's on him in the picture there. He
the head
looks
sculpt,
just like the Punisher on the cover of Punisher #1.
Yeah. Oh, see, that's a good
minus
shot,
the muscle
man.
definition, though.
That's a good
Sorry,
shot.
what did you say, Sada?
No, I'm saying that's a better shot of him than the one that you started with.
Yeah, and it's a good shot. And Mezco figures are always crazy with the detail and crazy with the accessories and extra hands and extra heads. And they give you like 4 or 5 heads. They give you like 50 hands.
There
The
it is.
weapons are
Go
all
back
highly painted up and
Go
detailed.
back a couple of pictures real quick. There, right there. That was the one with the bazooka going in the window.
That's the cover.
The cover of Punisher #1 right there.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, if you're into Mezco, this is a no-brainer. The only Mezco that I would get, and I haven't gotten any yet, is the Destro one.
Great figure.
I understand that's like really, really good. Which, I mean, you can't complain about. There's nothing to complain about here. Like, this is just all good. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. It boils down strictly for me as a preference. Like, not even as a preference, just more as an aesthetic. Like, the way my stuff is all plastic. I don't have any clothes, like whole clothing on any of my figures. It's all plastic, which is a certain aesthetic. It's not like it's a preference. But when you have 1,000+ figures and they all look a certain way, and you introduce one that's a completely different product, it stands out. And you can't, it's like, where do you put it? It ends up on the desk, not up on the shelf lineup, which is where I want it. But that's because, we're all crazy. We're collectors, we're all crazy. We got our crazy quirks and our crazy idiosyncrasies. Oh, that's Spider-Man's dope.
I will say this for Mezco. I bought the Supreme Knight Batman, and it is the single greatest Batman figure I've ever seen. Definitely the best I've ever owned.
Is that the Batfleck with the trench coat?
No. If you type in Mezco 112 Supreme Knight Batman, you'll be able to see this thing. It's literally, the articulation is incredible. He does have like a soft goods cape and soft goods suit, but it doesn't look soft goods to the naked eye,
right?
Because of the way they did it. And I have the black and gray one. See, that one's a variant, but it's the same figure basically.
Yeah.
But it is insane how well articulated this is. The accessories he comes with. And this is meant to be like an older Batman, like a Dark Knight Returns age Batman.
Yeah. Frank Miller kind of thing.
But yeah, it is the single greatest Batman figure I've ever owned.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have this one. I have the one that's black and gray.
How does it articulate?
It's some of the best articulation I've ever seen on a Mezco.
Well, how do Mezcos articulate compared to a any other like?
Well, it kind of varies because the Rumble Society figures, I would say,
are they doing like double joints and stuff?
Like your Gomez figures, they're like on par with like, G.I. Joe Classified in terms of articulation. They're up there with the best in the business. But I bought a John Wick 112 collective figure, and that thing's articulation is awful. So it depends on the character. Batman and Spider-Man usually get really good articulation. But like Catwoman and Commissioner Gordon and the Joker, their articulation is garbage.
Oh.
Now this looks better. I like that.
Yeah, I believe
That's
this
the one
was
you
like
have?
the PX exclusive version or something.
Oh, this isn't the one you have? The black and gray?
That's not the one that I have, no.
Oh.
Mine's gray with black. Mine's gray with the black cape and the black bat symbol.
Oh. Okay. Something about the proportions, like the head is too
the
big.
head is like bigger than the rest of the.
Yeah.
I think, a little bit.
Well,
for this particular one.
Mezco
Is that a
112
Mezco thing?
collector's heads do run a little bit big.
Mm.
Like
Let me see about this Conan. This is I might cop this.
That I can like mix in with my other figures. I like I have Dr. Fate from DC. He's got like light up feature and stuff in his head and everything. But because he's wearing a helmet, the larger head doesn't like, you know, hurt the look of the figure.
Right. Here's the Barbarian, the Mezco. Zakanin was showing this one the other day, and I was not impressed with the articulation at all. But maybe he just, I don't know. I was like, oh no.
Well, there's a lot missing from this one in terms of like what they would give Batman, because Batman has double elbows, double knees. He's got
these seem like single
the chest, the ball joint at the waist. He's got swivel thighs, and on top of that, he has butterflies, like deep butterflies.
Right. This one has no butterflies. It seems to be single jointed elbows. So I'm glad Zakanin did a good review, because I'm not gonna buy it now. Like, but that's what a good review is not to sell you a figure. It's to show you what the figure is, and then you decide if you want it. Which
right.
I really like this Conan. Like, I really like Conan, like Robert E. Howard Conan.
Yeah, well, that's the Frank Frazetta style on Conan right there.
That one.
Frazetta drawing Robert E. Howard Conan.
Right.
And yeah, that's really what I love, is Frazetta's art of Robert E. Howard's Conan. Oh, well, we got a King of Aquilonia. Oh, he's all fat. No, he's not fat. But that is not the crown I want. That is not the King Conan I want, rather. But he's dope. He's dope.
Yeah, there's a lot of lines out there like trying to make a start. You know what I mean? And some are a lot more successful than others.
Yeah.
You know,
and then we got this happening
very well. Big Bad Workshop is doing very well. But you look at like Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. Have you heard anything from them in 2 years?
No. What's going on here with this Cyndi Lauper 3-pack, guys? What are we doing? We got
Okay, well, all right. So here's the thing. Back in the 80s,
Lou Albano,
the very first WrestleMania had Cyndi Lauper acting as manager for Rockin' Robin, and Captain Lou Albano was acting as manager for Sensational Sherry or somebody. I don't remember exactly who.
Guys,
but it was called the Rockin' Wrestling thing, and it was promoted heavily on MTV.
Oh man.
Guys, listen to what he just told you, because you heard that here first, guys. If you was watching the Mega Powers podcast 250th episode last night, shout out to the homies on the podcast. They were talking about this, and they thought that it was basically the music video. Trying to recreate the music video. And you can see the WWF logos up there. So you are right, Prophet. It is not the girls. They thought it was the girls want to have fun.
That is hilarious that they thought that.
Well, why are we doing girls? Well, they're not, because Captain Lou Albano is in the video. Remember the guy with the rubber band hanging out of his cheek and shit? That was
yes.
Yeah, your dad, the father in the video.
Yes,
the father.
Yes.
But they met that one? Because she was doing because she was under contract with MTV to do WrestleMania 1.
Wow. I always wondered why he was in that video. I was like, that's so weird.
Yeah, well, they were playing rivals against each other in WWE, but they actually hit it off in real life.
Right. Nah, man, and Roddy, but this is weird. I don't know. It's a little more palatable though, knowing what you're saying, because we were all pretty bewildered by it last night, like why they were doing this, but that makes a little more sense of who might pick this up as wrestling fans.
This in particular set was from a Piper's Pit interview.
Roddy Piper and Captain Lou.
Because they were rivals for WrestleMania #1, and Piper was like the mediator for the interview. That's why he's wearing the white shirt and not his Hot Rod t-shirt.
Old man in a superhero suit. Old Batman. This is one of the first cultural crossovers. It was definitely a cultural crossover. But that's a weird little set there that I will not partake in personally. But
what? You're not going to be there on day of launch?
Yeah, look,
I'm not going to San Diego Comic-Con for this, no.
If they had given Cyndi Lauper a stoic head in the box, I might have been interested. You know, just to have a Cyndi Lauper figure, you know, because I have a Freddie Mercury figure, you know.
Well, there's your I guess they have that head.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want that head. I want a stoic head, you know, or a singing head. But
you got that. That's your singing head right there. Well, there's a singing head.
Oh, there are extra heads. Who knows? Maybe I will pick this up if I get it on discount.
Yeah, $80 is a lot for this.
A lot, and it's a con exclusive, so you know maybe they're not going to make the tooling for the Cyndi Lauper figure and not release her, you know, in a different outfit on card or something, right?
Yeah,
they'll make like the ultimate Cyndi Lauper figure from WrestleMania 1, because this isn't from WrestleMania 1. This is from the interview before WrestleMania 1.
Oh wow! See, that's some deep cut right there. He said this is from the interview from before WrestleMania, y'all.
Yeah, this is part of the build-up to WrestleMania.
What? Oh, yeah. Well, listen, guys. There's a lot more to talk about. There's a lot more toys and a lot more stuff to go over. But what we're going to do is tomorrow night we have Lyle's Figure Files coming on the show, and we're gonna chop it all up with Lyle's. You guys know Lyle. He's got the great channel, Lyle's Figure Files. He also has Lyle's Movie Files, where he both reviews movies and action figures on the corresponding channel. Shout out to Christopher Crockett. Said, God, I feel 100 years old. No. Never occurred to me there's a generation of fans that wouldn't know any of this. Man, listen, did you know that if Dirty Dancing took place, if they made Dirty Dancing today, it would be about 2006.
I would have.
When we were in the 80s, bro. When we were in the 80s, they made Dirty Dancing. It was about like the 50s and shit, and we thought, oh, that's just ancient history. If they made that today, it would be about 2006. Like, that's how old we are.
Oh.
Bruh. But anyway, guys, that is it for the night. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna head over to Kaz's joint over at the Casual Toy Collector Show. We are kind of running late for that, but that's gonna do it for us tonight, nerds. Thank you, Sada, for popping back in. That was great to see you. Been a long time, been too long. Hope to see you again soon.
See you and everyone in the chat. Ooh,
yeah. And Prophet, of course, welcome. Thank you, and always thank you as always
a pleasure, my friend.
Yep. And shout out to the chat, everybody, man. Everybody. Frank Doom, Christopher, Master Gray, Wookie, Jay-Z. Who else was saying stuff? Zay's Lazy Clubhouse. D-Town Joey, of course. I don't want to miss anybody. Hustles, Joe Prime. What else? Who else? I think I got everybody. If I miss you, man, I'm sorry. I do want to shout out everybody. There you go. I think that's everybody. Aces was up in here earlier. Paul Morales, salute. I'm sure you guys are at Kaz's, but we'll see you guys in a second. Yeah, man. Take a look at the bigger picture, guys, and check out everything going on. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, Saturday, as always, at 7 p.m. We do this every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. And then sometimes just on random nights. Pretty much been doing the daily content thing lately, so keep your eye out. Hit the like button, subscribe if you enjoyed the show. And until next time, collecting ain't a hobby no more, it's a habit. Peace.
Collecting ain't a hobby no more, it's a habit. Welcome to the toy trap feed, gotta have it. Reno and Stu, real plastic crack. addicts. Toy trap, toy trap. Toy trap magic. Trap beat slam